Assalamualaikum and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's webinar, Writing Thesis in 60 Days. To begin the program with blessing from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, for the Muslims, we shall start with reading Kitab together. Al-Fatiha. Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. May our event today run smoothly and be blessed by Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. To everyone who is watching us on Zoom and not to be forgotten, those who are watching us on YouTube Live, I wish you a good day. How are you doing? I hope everything is going well for you, and please keep safe and healthy. Dear participants, Alhamdulillah, praise to Allah, we are able to gather in this knowledge transfer program. A very warm welcome to all of you, wherever you are. We, from the organizing committee, are very delighted to have all of you here. For your information, this webinar was organized by GSA, Graduate Studies Association, and CGS, Center of Graduate Studies from University Penghubungan Malaysia, UTHM. This webinar is more on knowledge and experience sharing to boost up postgraduate motivation in order to complete our thesis writing. My name is Asha Fazil, and I'll be responsible for hosting today's webinar, and I'm glad to welcome Professor TS Dr. Zaidi bin Embong for today's webinar. Before we get started, I'd like to run through a few technical considerations to ensure smooth flow of the program. Please turn off your mic to reduce noise disruption when the speaker is presenting, and we will have Q&A session after the speaker finishes his sharing session. You may directly ask questions to Professor Zaidi, or you may send in your question at the chat box anytime during the presentation, and we will collect these and address them during the Q&A session. Thank you for your cooperation. First of all, before we jump to our main agenda, let me briefly introduce our speaker. Associate Professor T.S. Dr. Zaidi Embong had received his secondary education at Malacca High School before studying science at University Technology Malaysia, UTHM, and graduated with degree of Science in Science Computer with Education in 1996. He then progressed to the next stage and was awarded with Master of Science in Physics in 1998 from the same university. On 2003, he went to the University of Bristol, England to carry out doctoral studies under supervision of a well-known space science expert, Professor G.C. Allen. His PhD was awarded in 2007 on a spectroscopic study of the oxidation of uranium and its alloy using advanced surface analytical techniques, X-ray photoelectron spectroscopy, XPS. At present, he is Associate Professor at Faculty of Applied Science and Technology, FAST, UTHM. He is appointed as a Principal Researcher at Research Center for Soft Soil, Integrated Institute of Engineering, UTHM. Recently, he has been promoted to a full professor. On behalf of the GSA committee, we would like to congratulate on your well-deserved promotion. Prof. Zaidi research interests covers a wide range of multidisciplinary areas, including surface science, spatial physics, and stem cell, method of alteration, nuclear physics, radioactivity monitoring and assessment, and environmental physics, soil and water remediation. He is also specialized in spectroscopic studies, mainly include advanced surface analysis techniques such as X-ray photoelectron spectroscopy, or the electron spectroscopy, and laser Raman spectroscopy. Dr. Zaidi used to be the editor-in-chief for Journal Science and Technology, JSA UTHM, between 2008 to 2016. In addition, he has published hundreds of manuscripts in Scopus and WOS Index. He also has 13 years experience working as international peer reviewer for several high-impact journals, namely Journal of Alloy and Compounds, Elsevier, Applied Surface Science, Elsevier, Chemosphere, Elsevier, Environmental Pollution, Elsevier, and Materials Today, Elsevier. In 2017, he has received 2 high prestige awards from Elsevier as outstanding contribution in reviewing for Journal of Alloys and Compounds Elsevier, and applied surface science, Elsevier. Upon hearing his achievements, I'm pretty sure that all of us here are very looking forward on his sharing today. So without further ado, I'll pass it over to Prof. Zaidi. So Prof, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Again, before I start my lecture, so I need to share the slide now. Right, can you see my slide or not, Aisha?
Yes, Aisha. Prof, I can
okay, can you see my slide? Okay, thank you. All right, first of all, thank you for the introduction session, for introducing myself, Aisha. And I believe that before I start, sorry, Assalamualaikum, very good morning, everybody. So I believe that most of the audience in this talk will be postgraduate students, mostly from UTHM. And I learned from Aisha that there could be some others participants from outside UTHM. So welcome to this talk, by the way. Yeah, thank you very much. So I hope within 2 hours, everybody can focus on my talk. And there could be altogether will be about 100 slides. So I try my best to deliver the lecture. Right. Right. So the topic, okay, we're going to share with all of you will be focused on the very simple title. It's about thesis writing. Thesis writing, and there's a word of in 60 days, approximately about 2 months, by the way. Yeah, right. By looking at this title, I believe some people could think that it could be impossible. Yeah, but in my case, it's possible. It's possible. Okay, frankly speaking, the entire content of my talk will be based on my experience during my study at Bristol University long time ago. So before I start my talk on this particular topic, I think it is good for me to share about my experience or my journey during my PhD study long time ago. This is in order to give you some inspiration, some motivation to all of you. And I reckon that many of you could be from different background. Some of you are maybe quite young student. Some of you are middle-aged student. Yeah, so that's why I need to share. And even in the journey of our study, sometimes we have to face many personal problems. Many personal problems that become obstacle to us. Yeah, problem in terms of study, your family matter, and etc. Especially when you are studying in Malaysia. Yeah, but in case if you study abroad, maybe a different story. There are about 101 story. Oh, sorry, 1001 story when we talk about this PhD journey. Some people can get GOT. Yes. Some people can maybe complete their study within 4 years. But some case, maybe you have to extend the time. Even some people, struggling, more than 4 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, up to 10 years. It depends on the regulation of the university, by the way. So in this context, PhD journey is, will be depend on your own journey, by the way. Everything will depend on ourselves. Then on this title, as I say, nothing is impossible. It's possible, but everything is up to us. Okay? Right. So let me introduce myself. As mentioned by Aisha just now. So I would like to share with you my experience. This will cover about maybe cover about 15 slides, all about story of myself. Right, that is me a long time ago when I did my PhD. Yeah, right. It's around 2003. Yeah, the first day I arrived Bristol at the 23rd of September 2003. Yeah, you can see my space over there. Yeah, in front of the physics building, HSB building, Shore Bristol. And then this is a photo with my technician, Mr. Jonathan Hawking. This is my during my first year study. Yeah, feel very very motivated. Now when you start every single journey, you are very motivated. Yeah, you feel very happy, very interesting, and then so on. Everything is there. Yeah, right. But in reality, in between of the journey, yeah, it's like you are running. You are running. Yeah, the first step, you have a lot of stamina, but the thing is in the middle, we're not sure. Yeah, it depends on the obstacle. So me with my wife and with my friend, yeah, from Italy, from from UK, and with my colleague, is all staff at my lab. And for your information, I am the only one student from Malaysia who study at this center under supervision of Professor GSA Allen. I'm the first Malaysian and the last Malaysian who studied with him. When I did my PhD, Professor GSA Allen is around 60 years old. Nearly 60 years old, something like that. Yeah. And there is not so many people there, and also the only Malaysian in this lab, most of them are British and most of them are European. So you can imagine how hard is it? You are surrounding with British and European, it's only you. Yeah. So you have to, have a good English proficiency in order to communicate with the problem is not only writing, but in terms of communication, in terms of but in Malaysia it doesn't matter because all of us speak in Malay language. It's no problem for us. Yeah. So this is the difference between when we are studying abroad and study in our country. Now this is the working environment. Okay. So as you remember, when I did my studying, I take, this is some obstacle that I share to you, IELTS, every single time if you want to go to UK or Australia, you need to take IELTS test or TOEFL test, So my first journey, I faced with I'm really struggling with a lot of obstacles, especially in language. Yeah, I have to take 3 attempts until I get 6.5 with a minimum requirement in order to allow me to study abroad. And even at Bristol, there is not much Malay family there compared to Manchester, compared to Leeds, compared to others university at the middle area. Yeah. So in this case, mean that I'm there enough to take the risk, no matter what. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then this is my friend, Professor. He's a professor now, Professor Tom Scott, and both of us are students of Professor GSA Allen. Yeah. Okay. My work is both of us are working on SPS, by the way. And we have Dr. Garrett. Right now he's staff in Oxford. And then we have Dr. Marco. Marco is my friend, my best friend from Italy. Now he's work in France. And then we have Dr. Chris over here, okay, working at Bristol University. And we have, this is my best friend, my mentor, but it's not my supervisor. This is the one who helped me a lot during my study, Dr. Chayones, he's expert in OJ analysis. And we have Dr. Adel from Libya, okay, he's an expert in medical science. We have the Dr. Richard Ball, and you can see from the face here, this is only me. Look like Asian face. The rest is mainly from UK, or European. So you can imagine how struggle is it. Yeah? Right. Maybe from this picture, you can interpret the meaning, what I'm trying to deliver to all of you. Yeah? Okay. Next. This is my professor. Professor GSA Allen. He is the expert, one of the expert of my area, which is SPS, X-ray photoelectron spectroscopy. He's the expert, and he's the first person who bring the who introduced the SPS system in the Institute of Southampton. Before this, he working in the Institute of Southampton, but then he moved to Bristol. Yeah, right. He's the first person who introduced the SPS system in the UK. Yeah, he's my professor, and even Professor Disharan have a lot of experience. He have been appointed as visiting professor at a National Institute of Singapore. Yeah, but at least when he got some experience, when my professor have some experience working at Singapore, so at least something about Malaysia, by the way. Yeah, even he talked to me that you are already been to somewhere around Kota Tinggi to play golf. Yeah, all right. Okay, then down here, this is the his secretary. Yeah, Julie Gray. She is the one who helping me, especially in order to endorse, submit the report to Malaysia, because when you have a scholarship from GPA, yeah, you have to submit your report every 6 months. So the report must be endorsed by your supervisor, and she is the one who sent my report to Malaysia. Yeah, okay. And I still remember her word to me. Yeah, what he said to me. She advised me, yeah, to speak English very well, because in UK there are many dialects. Yeah, sometimes maybe our pronunciation is not clear. Yeah, all right. Okay, that's why. Sometimes it's a good maybe a good advantage for you, right? If you have a chance to study abroad, because you can improve your English, yeah, in terms of communication. It's not only our study, but we can improve ourselves. Even the people over there will not laughing to you. If you pronounce wrong, then they will not laughing to you. They never laughing to you, but they try to help you. They try their best to understand what you were going to deliver to them. Yeah, but in Malaysia, sorry to say, when you speak English, you are wrong, then the people will laughing at you. The people will demotivate you. It's not good to me. It's not good to me. This is the different culture there. Yeah, in UK, they're never laughing at you. They try to correct you. Even if you cannot pronounce where you can write, and then the people understand you. That's the way how you learn. Yeah, that's the way how you learn. And in my case, I have to struggle because I'm only Malaysian. The only Malaysian did postgraduate study at the Faculty of Science of Bristol. So I have to struggle hard. I have to improve my English and so on. And for your information, during my first year, I reckon that my writing is not good enough. Yeah, as I told you just now, I only get a minimum requirement, 6.5. Yeah, because as you know, in IELTS, that's why in IELTS, they will test you in terms of reading, skimming and scanning, in terms of oral, in terms of writing, in terms of listening. Now, in the context of writing is very important. But to me, yeah, some people can have a potential to write well. Some people cannot write. But in this context, I still remember what Datuk Sri Zaini Ujang, yeah, last month I listened to Datuk Sri Zaini Ujang talk. He said that oral is very important. Yes, I agree with Datuk. Oral is very important. When you communicate, or you can communicate, then you can write. You can write. Yeah? That's why when you write, every single word will come from your brain. And then from your brain, you write it. But no matter what, even got a grammatical error, but the thing is, as long as you put all the sentence nicely, the people understand you, what you are going to deliver, then that's good. Okay? All right. Yeah, keep on motivate, means that we keep on motivate. Okay, ourselves. And then this is my best man, I said. Yeah, all right, very close to me. It's not my supervisor, but it's helping me. Yeah, Dr. Charyonesh. Why I put this photo? Because during my study, I am really struggle. Yeah, for the entire 4 years time of my duration, I spent nearly 2 years to fix my machine, because I have problem with my machine, because I deal with advanced surface analytical technique. That machine costs about, in Malaysia, it costs about 5 to 6 million ringgit Malaysia. Yeah, very expensive machine. I can consider the price is equivalent to Lamborghini, by the way. I have to pay on my own. Yeah, right. But it's the one who helping me. Yeah, I start nearly 2 years in doing my experimental work. I start nearly 2 years. And then, yeah, at some stage, I nearly to surrender. But we have to bear in our mind, when you are studying, you are already signed the contract with, especially with our government. No matter what, you have to finish up. If you not finish it, you have to pay to the government. Then you have to pay back all the money then. Yeah, in UK, if you study in UK, if you fail, you have to pay back the money to the KPT or JPA, which will cost you about nearly $500,000 ringgit Malaysia. Which one you are going to choose? You want to pay all the money, or you try your best or struggle really hard to get your degree? Yeah, this is all the PhD all about. It's all about our struggling. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next. Right. One more thing I want to share with you. You in Malaysia, we are lucky. You are very close to your family. Everybody supporting you. Yeah. And you have to know, I have to reveal that in reality, maybe in the, some documentary, you see a lot of Malaysian student in UK, in Australia, you can see, yeah, they are focusing on the way. Yeah, some people are focusing. But in some other case, if you study at a very expensive area, it's like Bristol. Bristol is very expensive area because Bristol is like Malacca, is a tourism town. Yeah, very similar to Malacca. Even there is a harbour site in Malacca. Okay, all right. Aisha, do you hear my echo? Aisha?
Yes.
That's too loud. My voice is too loud. Is it too loud?
For me, it's okay.
Okay. Too loud is mine because I am Palapis. Long time ago, I am Palapis. No wonder. I am Palapis. That's why I keep on shouting. Yeah. Okay. The thing is, sometimes shouting is good to me. Yeah. Okay. My student will not sleep at the back. That's why. Yeah. Discipline is very important. Okay. Where were we just now? Okay. Back to my story. Now, what I'm trying to share, actually, I cannot share this, but I have to share this. Why? I don't want to hear any excuse. Some of you say this one, blah, blah. Okay, my son, okay, you want to have your kid have problem, your family, blah, blah. Even your cat as well, problem, everything. You want to give the excuse like that. No, now in reality, yeah, that's what I told you. In abroad, the story is different. If you study in Malaysia, you are supported by your family. If you don't have any money, you can borrow with your friend. If you don't, you can borrow with your family. Yeah, okay, you can borrow with your friend. But if you study abroad, nobody helping you. Nobody helping you. So, I still remember, I received about 700 pounds sterling during my study from JPA. 700 pounds sterling. And then when the first day I arrived to Bristol, flat accommodation cost me about nearly 400 to 500 pounds sterling. You imagine, yeah, the cost of accommodation of flat in UK is quite expensive, especially in London. London, that's why, but London, there is a different category. Yeah, all right. Now I have to pay about 500 pounds sterling. Yeah, scholarship is about 700 pounds sterling. So what I left is only 200, etc. Utility bill and so on, gone. The money gone. That's why no choice. I have to work every weekend. I have to work. Yeah, mean that from Monday to Friday, I go to the lab. I go to my university to do my work. Every weekend, I have to return for my lab every Friday earlier because I have to work at night time, 10 o'clock at night time until morning as a supervisor in the shop and to get some money. Yeah, this is to survive. I'm working there to survive. If I'm not working there, I cannot survive because the story is different. Some people, yeah, their husband are dependent, but in my case, I am dependent. My wife is dependent. I am a student, and I have to work. Okay, I have to work. I have to do 2 jobs: study and work. Work not to make money. You have to understand this. Not to make money, to survive. To survive within the entire duration of my study. Yeah, thank you to the shop because giving me opportunity. And the the advantage of working there, I can communicate with local people. I can improve my English there. I feel very confident. Yeah, even the policeman, sometimes the taxi driver know me very well. Yeah, because this shop is at the center of Bristol. Yeah, so every morning I open the door to the police, for the for the local people, and then we chat together. And that's the way we can improve our English by interact with them. Yeah, don't be quiet. Quiet is not good to me. Yeah, you imagine, I think I mentioned to you that I am the one from Malaysia. If I keep quiet, never interact with the people, I believe I will going home without any PhD. Any PhD, no PhD. What I'm trying to say is about confidence level. Yeah, you have to be, you show your capability then to the people. Okay, we need to always do motivate ourselves. Okay, right. Talking about motivation, I think everything is depend on us. It's come from ourselves. Yeah. Okay. And there's also some Malaysian Ridwan working in Bank Negara, but he's very lucky because he's dependent. He's not a student. Yeah, with my boss. Yeah, my boss over there, and I work here until nearly 3.5 years. At the end, this shop is closed. The shop is closed. Yeah, during my final study, the shop is closed. But it's very good then, because if the shop is not closed, I will keep continue working, and then I think my PhD never finish then. Yeah. But I tell the story later on, yeah, about this. Yeah, okay. Now you can imagine, yeah, I mean the difficulty, yeah, all right. Then, at the same time, this is my photo, yeah, when I go to UK, I already suffer one disease, what they call as muscular dystrophy, muscular weakness. And I didn't do any diagnosis in Malaysia. But the muscle is getting worse and worse and weaker and weaker. And I did a minor operation at a French hospital to do biopsy. And the doctor asked me to do some biopsy in order to know what kind of disease I suffer. And you have to know that during my study, I'm not only struggle with the people in the lab, but I also have to struggle with my own, because I have suffered a disease, a weakness. And you imagine Bristol is hilly area. Every day I have to climb that hilly area. Yeah, I have to struggle. Yeah, I have to walk from the flat to the lab every day with muscular dystrophy that I suffer. Yeah, but alhamdulillah, yeah, because of this kind of disease is progressive time to time, but it's getting so worse when I reach to the final year. Mean that I have struggled really hard until at the end of it. Yeah, because in my mind, no matter anything happen, that I have to finish with my PhD, no matter what, even though if I have to end up my life on my wheelchair at the end of my journey, but I complete my doctorate. Okay. Okay, right. And I show you the photo of Stephen Hawking. Why I show this photo? Because our late Professor Stephen Hawking also do a treatment there long time ago. The same at the same Frenchy hospital, because he's doing his his visit to Oxford. I still remember that he visit the French hospital to get some treatment over there, according to the staff at the French hospital at the time. That's why I show Professor Stephen Hawking photo over there. Yeah, even it's not only that, because I'm physicist, same area. Yeah, okay. Now this is a photo when I submit my PhD thesis. It happened on the 27th of September. So my story will be based on this evidence. This evidence on 27, and actually it's today. Today is the 27th of September. It's the day I give you or deliver you my talk. Yeah? Coincidentally, yeah. Today is 27. Yeah, you can see my face like a zombie. Like a zombie, kampung pisang. Yeah, yeah. I have very long hair. Very long hair, yeah, but I have some support at the back, yeah, very long hair. Okay, struggling hard. So this after my face after struggling nearly 52 days. I'm not joking. 52 days I take to complete my thesis. As I said, the date is there. The date is there. I cannot bluffing at you. The date is there. I start writing my thesis somewhere around the middle of July, after the shop is closed. That's why I show you the photo of the shop. The shop is closed around July 2007. Then I managed to submit my thesis on September 2007. And at the same time, this is my youngest kid, Adrina. She's around during that time around 1 years old. Adrina is 1 years old, and she's my wife, Dr. Salawati. Yeah, and she's pregnant, 9 months pregnant. Yeah, it was something like that. And on the day I submit this thesis to the Senate House, yeah, this happened on the Thursday. On the next day, on the 28th of September, my wife has delivered our second daughter on Friday, on the 28th of September. Mean that be tomorrow. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, by the way. My second daughter's birthday. Yeah, you imagine with the muscle weakness, and then I have to look after my kid. My wife is pregnant, really struggling. No money. Yeah, and during this time, because the shop is closed, I have to use my own money then. Yeah, and during this time, I also been given an email from the university, reminder to return back home another 6 months time from now. That's right. What I try to say, when you are under pressure, you can do, but don't ever. But you have to come up with a better planning. By the way, you must be very smart. Because sometimes the people, when they put pressure, you lost. You lost. You're thinking about your family, you're thinking about your money, you're thinking about your everything. Yeah? You miss out everything. You will not going anywhere. You must stay focused. Focus. Focus. Number one is, and also commitment. Commitment. Yeah? All right. This is my thesis. Okay. The title is on this, on the something about uranium. Another one, you see, I'm dealing with nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. This is very dangerous stuff, which is uranium. Yeah, I study on the corrosion of the uranium metal. You know, uranium is very dangerous. Yeah, you imagine, I take a risk. As a scientist, to become a scientist, I must take a risk playing with the uranium. Yeah, in order to secure. I have to take that challenge because this topic has been given by my supervisor. Which one you people? You want to take the challenge or you want to return home? If you return home, you have to pay the money to your government. Which one you want? Okay, mean that you cannot turn back. No way. That's why, to me, I love to say, no retreat, no surrender. Yeah, there is a movie long time ago, Jean-Claude Van Damme. The title is No Retreat, No Surrender. No surrender. Yeah, okay. So this thesis I will show you later on. Now this is during the day of my Viva, my happy day, on the 26th of October. This is my internal, Dr. Kisalam. This is late Professor Ron Steven from Prof. This is my supervisor. Why I put this there? I put the photo of this there. This is the desk where I managed to secure my Viva. This is how my Viva room look like. I pass on this desk. Yeah, okay. And then I have a supporter from Malaysia. Okay, with my friend Professor Tom Scott and Mr. Zol. Mr. Zol, he's working in UUM now. Yeah, he's the head of Keselamatan, Unit Keselamatan, Ketua Unit Keselamatan UUM. Mr. Zol, this is my friend. Okay. Right, if you look at between the date, between submission, all happened on 27th of September, and my Viva is on 26th of October. How long it take? 1 month. 1 month. Mean that writing, I did it for 2 months, plus waiting for Viva a month. So together, 3 months. 3 months. Now, you have also imagined that, as I said, I'm working in the shop on July. Yeah, on July. Okay, one after I finish this, I have to do the correction. So in one case, we need to notice. One after you complete your Viva, okay, don't say you already passed. No, you not passed yet. You have to do correction. There is some other case, some student, they secure their Viva, but they didn't submit the correction. If you fail to submit the correction within the given period, you can consider also fail then. You must do the correction. You must do the correction. Don't ever take don't ever take for granted. You must complete that correction. If major correction, you did it. Major corrections, 9 months, a year, I don't know. But in case of minor, normally they give you 3 months or 6 months. It depends. It depends. That one of the attitude of students sometimes, when the examiner give you 3 months, 6 months, okay, you will spend the time exactly given that. If the examiner say, minor correction, you will award your PhD with the 3 month correction. You will try to spend the entire 3 months. It's not good. It's not good. See some of the attitude of the student. If given 6 months, you take 6 months. If you people say 1 year, 1 year. Okay? But in my case, no 1 month, no 6 months. I do my correction a week. Because, as I said, I am under pressure. I have to return home on December. The date is on September. I have to return home on December. I have to do correction. Which one I want? I want to do the correction in Malaysia, or I did the correction in UK. Which one? So that's why I struggle. 1 week, I take 1 week. If the people say impossible to do correction in a week, sorry to say. I'm sorry to say. I prove it, I can. I can do it. I can do it. If I can do it, all of you also can do it as well. If you say you cannot do it, I cannot comment on it. As I said, everything depends on ourselves. Yeah? Okay. This is the day, one after I complete my correction, then come up with the hardbound. This is the hardbound of my thesis. Yeah? All right. So this is the day I submit to the Senate House. In Bristol, they call it as Senate House. In UTHM, they call it as CGS. You have to submit. Yeah? This is very heavy. You imagine, the thick of my thesis is about 265 pages, time 4, very heavy. Somebody helping me, my friend helping me. because during that time, this time, you see, my muscle is shrinking, my hand is shrinking. Yeah, even the way how I walk is, very hard to say. Yeah, okay. Then this is the face of me, very happy smile, and then I take Essentia. I never convo. I take Essentia, convo Essentia, eat Essentia without convocation. Yeah, and Alhamdulillah. And then this is the day I packing everything. Thank you to all my Malaysian friends helping me to load all my stuff with the container and with my wife heading to Heathrow Airport. And this is my photo at Heathrow Airport, exactly on 29th of December 2007. Now you imagine, from July I work, and then December I return home with PhD. And this is my PhD. Yeah, and this is my thesis. My thesis, a copy of the thesis, have been in at the British Library now. You can Google and you can find my thesis at the British Library. And this is my PhD degree. Yeah, this is my PhD degree. Okay, in Bristol, they didn't specify your area. Okay, awarded degree of Doctor of Philosophy. They didn't put this area. That's why to me it's good, because you can become multidisciplinary scientist. Yeah, very good to me. You can go to chemist, you can go to other area. Yeah? I think in Bristol, all of the area, if you get a law or whatever, they say they give you Doctor of Philosophy only. Okay, the niche area is up to you. Okay, okay, this is different. Yeah, and after struggling, as I said, I have to struggle. As I said just now, no matter what, I have to struggle. Even at the end of my journey, my life, I spend my life, the entire of my life on my wheelchair, but I get my PhD. The people call me doctor. Doctor. That's why when in Malaysia, some people buy a doctor. That made me very angry with this kind of situation. It's not easy. Yeah, it's like you have a driving license. You have to go to JPJ. Yeah, you have to pay the money. You have to take the test. Many times, fail. And then after you get the license, you drive for a year. Then until several years, you become expert. Expert in driving your car. Yeah, that is analogy to with our degree then. And Alhamdulillah, I keep on struggle, working at the UTHM, and thank you to UTHM management, because they helping me so much, even to my faculty as well. Everybody are supporting me. Alhamdulillah. That's why I told you, in our life, our connection with the people must be good. You have to interact with the people. Yeah. And Alhamdulillah, 2018, I received award from Malaysia government as Anugerah Khas OKU Academic Negara in 2018. And photo with our ex Deputy Prime Minister, Datuk Siwan Aziza, and my wife, and together with our Jago Pecut, yeah, Ridwan Poji, yeah, our Jago Pecut, yeah, 100 meters. Okay. Right, now I finished with my story as a motivation. I'm so sorry if I shouted, but because this is the first time ever, it's not only writing, but also motivation to all of you. Yeah, because I believe some people say impossible. See, writing your thesis within 6 days. That's why I start with my story. Okay, now we start with the content of my talk. Now we start. How many time now, Aisha? How much time I spent to my introduction? How about 20 minutes?
About 40 minutes.
Okay, never mind. Okay, 3 hours okay to me. I'm talkative guy, don't worry. Yeah, I love to share my experience. Now we start with our main lecture now. Factor. Now talking about this, I will deliver the following topic upon number 1, factor contributing to postgraduate student. This is submission delay. What kind of parameter or factor that make you a delay? Number 2, what is thesis? I think many of you already attend the methodology course. Yeah, but I revise a bit on this. And then what do you need before you start writing? And then last one, the strategy. This is the main What is the secret recipe? I will tell you. I will share you later on. Yeah? Okay. Right. The factor. You can have a look. This is from one manuscript I get. I list out all the factors. 13 factors that make delay in your thesis submission. Number one, supervisor, supervision, working relationship. You must have a good relationship with your supervisor. Sometimes the student, supervisor tell you, you quiet. You like kura-kura. You know kura-kura? Turtle? Turtle. You put, the turtle put their head in the shield. Yeah, the first day you see, the first day you come, register, you go to your supervisor room, yeah, and then everything is nice. But in between of the journey, then you are run away from your supervisor. And then in reality, you have a many. That's why you have to be in your mind, relationship or supervisor must be remain forever. From the beginning up to the end. You must always listen to their advice. Sometimes supervisor also human being. Sometimes they're angry at you. Sometimes they are shouting at you. Yeah, they scold you. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but the thing is, you have to listen. You are student. You are student. I believe most of supervisor, why they shouted or they are very angry with the student because the student didn't listen to them. That's why. Because supervisor, I mean, the rule of supervisor as a guidance, they guide you. But if you didn't listen to them, how can they guide you then? Okay. Number two, the lack of motivation among supervisors. This is the crucial one. That's why number two is more to yourself. Yourself. Your supervisor already gave you instruction. Okay, please submit to me your draft by tomorrow. In UK, the supervisor will give you very short notice. Tomorrow, Zaidi, tomorrow, please submit your draft, for example. Okay, you have to listen. Lack of motivation. Motivation means a lot. That's why I mentioned to you. Sometimes you have another problem. Don't miss out everything. Study is study. Family matter is family matter. Don't miss out everything. Yeah? Okay? Cultural constraint regarding to gender. It's not cultural constraint, but your environment. If you study in abroad, the story is different. If you study in Malaysia, a lot of invitation. Majlis kahwin, kenduri kendara, blah, blah. Okay, everything will be disruption. It will become disruption to all of you. And then impact of job, the assignment of the post-marriage, and all these things are about and then they call it data collection. How the data collection? Data is very important. I'll explain to you why very important. Distance. To me, distance is not excuse. But maybe some people, maybe as a part-time student, your university is somewhere around UTHM. You are somewhere around the north of Malaysia. You have to go by flight. Maybe nowadays we have a flight. No problem. Yeah. Okay. That's right. That's what I told you. We need to sacrifice. Sacrifice. Sacrifice is very important. That's the key. You need to sacrifice. Yeah. Okay. Financial workload of your supervisor. Sometimes your supervisor are very busy. Your supervisor are very busy man. Sometimes maybe your supervisor are head of department, maybe a dean. Yeah, they are very busy. Yeah, you need to arrange. You need to speak to the secretary to sort your appointment. Okay, okay. Now you have to know who is your supervisor. Yeah, like me, I didn't hold any post. That's why I can do a meeting even night time with my student. I can do a meeting with my student until middle of until mid of the night time. I don't care. Okay, it depends on the supervisor. Institution relation factor. Okay, so this sector may be regarding to the everything, the facility in the university. For example, RU have a lot of equipment. Yeah, RU have a lot of scientific equipment. For example, a lot of experts. But some other university like Embong, yeah, UTHM, UNIMAP, yeah, and so on. Maybe we have some constraint, but don't judge a book on its cover. UTHM are also very good. Yeah, because for example, like me, I am in UTHM. Now I deliver the talk to all of you. Mean that UTHM also have a very capable academician. It's not only me, many of them. Many of them. But some people say, oh, UTHM. No, they cannot say that. Yeah, because some of our staff graduate from overseas. Yeah, obviously like that. Okay. Then complexity of research process. Less competent student. Last one, change supervisor. Some student, in some case, their supervisor passed away. There's some case. The student passed away one after the student, the student, no, it's not, sorry, your supervisor, the supervisor is passed away. Some case, the supervisor is passed away. Then you have to change the supervisor, number one. Number two, maybe the area is not matched. Okay, during the first month, okay, you have a very good relationship with you and your supervisor. But at the end, you know that, oh, your supervisor have different area then. Then you notice your supervisor are not the right person. Then you have to change. So, that's why I told you, before you pursue your study, you must ensure very well about your supervisor. You make sure that your supervisor can fulfill with your expectation. Okay, right. In the case of the supervisor pass away, is unpredictable. It's unpredictable. But as a student, you must always get ready to face any kind of obstacle in front there, because we don't know, anything can happen in the future. We don't know. Yeah. Okay. Now, some exercise to all of you. Okay, I need given you 5 minutes time. Can you please answer all these questions in the chat box? And then Aisha can read for me. Yeah. So please write in the chat box your study level. Either you are master or PhD. Number two, what year you are. First year, second year, third year, fourth year, or extended. And then at what stage you are now. You have a data or no data. And what stage is your thesis writing. So I give you 5 minutes to write down in the chat box. Later Aisha can read for me. Yeah, Aisha. Thank you. Okay, let me have a drink now for a while. Okay, thank you.
So, dear participant, thank you for your reply. So, we'll wait for the Zaidi, and I'll read one by one. This is like you have lots of
I maybe take five case only.
okay.
5 or 3, 3 to 5 is fine, yeah? Okay, then I come.
All right. So we also have reply from YouTube. So I tried to pick one, the chosen one.
Okay, Aisha, I think we can proceed now. Aisha, we can proceed now.
All right. So for the first one, it's from Siti Farhana Zainal Bakri. She's now a part-time PhD student in her 6th year, and the data is already completed, and she's currently progressed to 70% for chapter 4. And then I have some reply from the YouTube. Miss Suhada Abdul, she's taking her PhD and in her 3rd year, and currently progressing to data analysis and in the midst of producing articles. And we also have some degree students here, master students. Some of them were in their 1st and 2nd year, not yet have the data, and still writing in chapter 1 and chapter 2. And we have here Miss Fadilah binti Nur. She's taking her master in her 4th year, already have half data and already have simulation data and need to continue the layout, etc. She has already have writing all chapter but needs to update daily. And another one, Miss Natasha, she's taking her PhD in her 3rd year. In her 3rd year, already have data. All chapters have been drafted, but currently doing analysis for chapter 4. So this like the replies come from various backgrounds. Some of them have already have data. Some of them are in the 1st and 2nd year. Also have more than 4th year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I think it's enough. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Aisha.
Alright.
Okay, we have so many cases. Some of you have data, some of you know data. Okay, now I have to reveal you. Before you start writing within 60 days, okay, the ingredient, the most important thing is this one. Yeah. Okay, you read that one. The main point is your data. No data, no publication. No publication, no thesis. Are you aware about this or not? Data is very important. No matter what area you heading, that thing is in science, maybe in science or in management or in mathematics, in simulation, maybe in coding. Yeah, you need to write the coding, but you need to ensure the data is there. That's why one of the regulation, in order to pass, you need to have several publications. Publication is the evidence, a good evidence for you to qualify, yeah, to get your degree. That's why in the Viva, examiner will ask you how many publications you have. It's nothing about only thesis. Yeah, thesis must come up with publication. Many publication is good. Yeah, if you can publish in high impact journal, especially Q1. For example, you have 4 Q1. If I am the examiner, I cannot argue with your research because you have proved that you managed to secure 4 high impact publications in Q1 in Springer, Telefancy or Springer, Nature. I will not going to ask you much question because you already come up with very good high impact factor journal. Mean that your work has been assessed by the expert. Yeah. Okay. Mean that the data, where the paper come from, where your publication come from, your data. Mean that what you need to struggle. You need to struggle for your data. Data is very important. Okay. Right. Next. Now, what is the purpose of this talk? The purpose of this talk is this kind of situation. Like in my case, as I shared to you, my experience in UK. Yeah, I am international student during the time. I studied there. In our case, in Malaysia, I believe we have a lot of international students from Iraq, from Nigeria, from Saudi, yeah, from Pakistan, yeah. Sometimes your visa is expired. You have to struggle. At the same time, you have to pay for your fees. Yeah, scholarship expired. Yeah, for those who have the grant, GPPPS. Now we call it REGG. Normally, UTHM give you within at least 30 months, for example. You have to ensure, you have to make a proper plan. How much money you have to spend. Yeah, because without money, no money, then we affect your life. You have to make a proper plan. For example, like are you? They are very rich. Yeah, supervisor very rich. Sometimes they got a grant, like institution grant. They can spend, they can pay for the give the allowance more than 1,000, 2,050. Yeah, but you have 2,050 within certain period. Some people when get money, then they will not do the work. Right. Now you have to know your intention is to get the degree. Yeah, is to get the degree. Okay. To me, money is at least is a minimum requirement. At least you can spend the money to support your life. That's it. Then for the entire duration of your study, yeah, and then after you get your degree, you can work. Okay. Okay. Now the message now is about the planning, the time planning. Yeah. scholarship expired. And some case, for example, for the staff, I believe many of you, some of you, it's not only student without any job, but some of you are part-time, have a job, you have a commitment with your employer. Yeah, you have your, for example, as staff, academic staff from UTHM, for example. In my case, yeah, UTHM give me 4 years. 4 years time. So I need to ensure 4 years. Within 4 years, I have to complete. If I not complete it, then no matter what, I have to return to UTHM to work. Then you have to change your status from full-time to part-time. When part-time, very hard. Yeah. Some people, they say that, okay, I still have time. I can change to the part-time. But you have to notice, in reality, part-time is not easy. Because you have to do 2 work. You have to work with for your play, and then afterwards, you have to write your thesis. Which one you prefer? Yeah? All right. The problem was, for example, the thesis deadline, only 3 months away. And you don't have any idea. You start. Where you want to go? Which section you want to write first? Yeah? How should you write? You organize your data. Yeah? When you want to write? When you want to write? Okay? We start. When you start, then, okay, sorry to say, yeah? Then you are very struggle. That's why many of the case, the student did not manage to complete their study because they didn't find the way out. You are going in the circle. I still remember my supervisor and my colleague during my study, they always advise me, yeah, Zaidi, you will be in the circle. You're not going anywhere. At the end of the day, you'll be crying. At the end of the day, you will be crying. You spend no money, you didn't get your degree. Which one? Then you have to struggle for right within 60 days or not? In my case, 60 days, but in the topic is 60 days. But actually, it depends on your capability. You can write 100 days, you write 100 days. It depends on you. Like a car. Yeah? Like a car. You depend on the CC. Some car 2.0. Yeah? If your engine is 1.0, you drive in the way of 1.0 CC. If your car is 2.0, then you can speed up. If your car is Lamborghini, then you get my point, yeah? Okay, it depends on ourselves. Okay. What is thesis? If you look at on the vocabulary, the dictionary, Cambridge say that a long piece of writing on particular subject. Any subject, any management, science, engineering, yeah? Especially one that is done for hires. This is the evidence that you are qualified to have a degree. The same meaning too with the Oxford and also with the Merriam-Webster dictionary, the same thing. All dictionary will give you the same meaning of thesis. This is the requirement, the evidence that you showing that you are qualified to have a degree. Now, the structure of the thesis. I believe many of you already know on this because I expect that all of you already attend the methodology course. You are very lucky. In Malaysia, we have this. During my study in UK, no methodology course. No methodology course. In UK, the culture could be different. In Bristol, different. In Oxford, different. In Birmingham, different. Liverpool, different. But in my case, in Bristol, I don't have any exposure on this methodology course. What I attend is the safety course. Safety course. Yeah. Safety means that you have to fire, something like that. But they didn't teach you how to write. Why? Why in UK, some of university didn't teach you how to write on methodology? Because they expect that in the IELTS, you already have some, and also you already have your master in Malaysia, your degree from Malaysia. What you need is only the capability in writing. Only. They expect that you know everything, that you have to improve your English only. But in Malaysia, I believe most of the still give you the courses. You are very lucky. Yeah, the people teach you how to write the abstract, how to write the introduction. So in UTHM, we spend about a semester for methodology course. At the end of the course, the student come up with a proposal. From proposal, you defend. In UK, in UK or in other university in the world, maybe there is no proposal defense. No proposal defense. During my study, no proposal defense. What I report to my supervisor is my preliminary work. That's it. They want to know. Yeah. Your supervisor need to know, where are you now? Are you in the right direction? Okay. Right. Next. Every listening, talking about this structure. Okay. The most important thing is the format. You have to get familiar with the format. If you study in UTHM, you have to follow UTHM format. If you study in UTN, you follow UTN format. Yeah, in ADU. If you study abroad, you have to follow in Japan, in UK, in Australia. Yeah, you have to, what is it? Getting familiar with the format. Yeah, right. That we say, like the Pemaam Melayu say that, you masuk kandang kambing mengembik, like that, something like that. So you have to follow the rule. The rule, okay? Format is very important. Yeah, the format is different. If I show you my thesis, will be different compared to UTHM one. Okay, even the structure as well is different. Yeah, in most of the thesis outside there, is from outside Malaysia, could be you can write up to 7 chapters, 8 chapters. My thesis around 8 chapters. But now we have 4 chapters. What is different? Because all the points in the result discussion have been compressed in one single chapter, which is chapter 4. Chapter 4. You put all together, 4.1. Yeah, your objective number 1. 4.2, objective number 2. 4.3, objective number 3. Now, in report the discussion, you need to ensure all the discussion must be reflect to your objective. Objective is very important. Yeah, if your objective, you put wrong objective, then the entire work will be wrong. Objective is very important. Very important because objective is a guideline to you, for you. Which direction you are going to go, something like that. Okay, right. So you have to aware on the format. And even you can borrow the one thesis from library. As you remember, when I did my PhD, I borrow one thesis from my supervisor. I borrow one thesis and then I keep it from the beginning until the end of the entire 4 years. The thesis with me. I will be always have a look how the people write. That's it. Yeah. Okay, what do you need before you start writing? As I said just now, data is very important. Now, let's say you have a data. For those who didn't have any data, I advise you, please struggle to collect your data. If you don't have any data, impossible for you. Unless you work hard. Work hard. Work hard to get data. That's why your supervisor always chasing you. Some supervisor, they will chasing you. They will look at you. Yeah, they put a spy. Either you are there or not. Yeah, because you are work independently. Nobody watching you. That's why supervisor, where were you? Where are you now? Why? You need to be in the lab. It's not only sitting there reading. No, you sometimes there are a lot of things to do to achieve your objective. Sometimes you playing now I think very difficult right now because we have a lot of software. Facebook, YouTube. During my era, there is no Facebook. Friendster, Friendster, yeah. Even the content of YouTube is not much like now. Now we got a lot of, and then you watch, you will look at have a look on the YouTube. Oh, hantu kat 5. You spend nearly two hours wasting your time watching a movie in the lab. Okay, that's the reality. I tell you the truth. Yeah. Okay. Make sure that you aware the objective. Aware the objective. Objective is very important. And the scope of your study. Yeah. It's like you build a house. Yeah. Our house is normally surrounded by the fence, by the boundary. You must walk around the boundary only. Okay. All right. When the house is complete, I will put the fence. You can go around the fence only. You cannot go outside the fence. You get my point, yeah? That is scope. Make sure that you have sufficient data. As I said, data. Now, what kind of indicator that telling you your data is enough? What kind of indicator can alert you then? When sometimes the people don't know where they can stop. Until the supervisor say, Aisha, stop your experiment, Aisha. Please do your writing, Aisha. Something like that. Okay, even Aisha, you don't know where to stop. Aisha, tomorrow you go to the lab again, do it again. And until then, you will have to finish. Okay, to me, more data is good. Let's have more data. Yeah, don't ever try to get less data. Less data will give you a problem. More data is good. Yeah, and always share your data to your supervisor. Yeah. You have this finding. Okay, tomorrow you do it. Okay, you get very good data. Okay, you call your supervisor, you discuss with your supervisor. The supervisor know your direction. Okay, like in my case, when I have a lot of data, my supervisor already noticed I have a lot of data. What is he asked me to do? Zaidi, make sure you get ready with your PowerPoint. Yeah, you have to present in front of me. Every week, I have to present in front of my supervisor. And then at the end, he said to me, Zaidi, do your writing. Where is your writing? Okay. That's why the main point now is your relationship between you and your supervisor. I don't understand why the students are always run away from the supervisor. Yeah, I also have my student too. That's why I keep on monitor my student during WhatsApp. Thank you to WhatsApp because we have WhatsApp now. Long time ago, no WhatsApp. Your supervisor don't know where were you. When you come, you have to go to the lab. That's why every day you must go to the lab. Yeah, no matter what you want to do, whatever. But the thing is, you must be in the lab. Why you must be in the lab? In order for you to give a motivation to you. When you are in the lab, you are thinking, okay, I have an idea. Okay, you go to the lab, you go to the machine, you do this, do that. That's why you must be in the lab. Not you are in McDonald's. Not you are in the KFC. No. You must be in the lab because in the lab is the environment of your research. Now you understand, yeah? Okay. Ensure that you have adequate list of reference. Now, one of the constraints, like, are you no problem? Because I believe most of you subscribe the entire journal. In UTHM, thank you to PTTA because I believe our PTTA UTHM, we already subscribe a lot of journal. Even sometimes I can recommend as a staff. Sometimes I recommend to the library to subscribe this journal. Yeah, we have plenty of resources. Yeah. Mean that every university, it depends on the library because the library is the one who provide you with the resources of reference. Make sure you are well engaged in writing. This is very important. You are well engaged, means that you have to set a timeline, a proper planning. Yeah, the data must be there. Start writing from the most difficult. This is very important. I put a keyword, most difficult section to simple. I will teach you afterward at the end of the slide. Okay. Now, this is the typical structure of the thesis. We have the introduction. In the introduction, normally the statement that you have is more focused on research background. This is research interest. You put your research gap. You put your research objective. Okay, the main point here is your research gap and research objective. Because when after you submit your thesis during the Viva session, yeah, the examiner will ask you, for example, during the entire study, what kind of novelty you achieve? What kind of research gap? Which is research gap? What is your objective of study? From your research, all the objective? What is the new knowledge that you contribute, especially in PhD? If I am the examiner, are we going to ask you? Because PhD must come up with a new knowledge. Yeah, Master, you can replicate other people's work, but the data will be different. Am I right? Yeah. PhD must come up with the gap, because the gap, you must fulfill the gap. You must fill out the gap with your hypothesis. Yeah, we need to know where there is a gap. It's a gap very important. Okay, if there is no research gap, then that's sometimes, especially in UK, some students, some candidates, they end up after struggling nearly 4 years time. Yeah, I say in UK, yeah, they didn't secure their PhD, but they only get their MPhil. You know MPhil? Master Philosophy. Because the content of the thesis are not up to the standard of the PhD level. Yeah? Okay, this is very crucial. Chapter 1, yeah? Chapter 2, literature review. Literature review is all the material that you read to support your research. Is focused on theoretical aspect. Yeah, concept that relate with your study. Other previous research work that related to your study. Everything. Now, for this literature, okay, the most easiest one for you is to look at the keyword of your title. Now, when I say the title that your supervisor give you during your proposal is not the real one. Don't ever stay on that, because at the end of the day, one after you complete your thesis, there could be amendment on your title. The title will be based on the discussion on the data. Yeah? Okay. But at least you can use the preliminary title as the guide for you. Now, from there, you know where the keyword. For example, remediation, environmental remediation, maybe highway. Then you must put all literature that related to highway. Maybe building. Then we have to put literature that relate with the building construction. Maybe nanomaterial. You have to focus on nanomaterial. In physics, we have a lot of branch. Yeah. Where were you? Polymer, composite, metal, organic material? Which one? Okay, which one you are focused? Make sure literature are related with your keyword. Okay, it's very important, yeah? Main concept. Why literature is very important? Because literature will be useful for you. One, after you read all the idea in your brain, and then afterward you will relate with your result. Mean that when you write your thesis, you can connect it with your discussion. Because literature is the support story or evidence with your result. Literature and result have a connection, actually. Okay, I will show you later on. Next is your methodology. Methodology is more to design. It depends on your study. I am physicist. If you ask me about management, I don't know nothing about management. It depends. But the way you write are similar. I believe the way you write are similar. All theses are similar. Even you are a law student, management student, engineering student, science student, the format are similar all over the world, all over Malaysia are similar. Yeah, but maybe in the context on how you write is different. Yeah, maybe in engineering, the way how you write in methodology are different. In science are different. It depends. That's why you need to read. Then for this methodology, I advise you, you need to read more on the number one, journal. When after you read the journal, you read on the methodology. You have to look at how the people write in the methodology. Number two, you have to collect the manual of the apparatus. Manual is very important. For example, you dealing with software. Software, for example, any kind of software, you need to get familiar with the software. Yeah. No, put function 1, function 2. No, it's wrong. you need to know what is the purpose of the software. For example, in instrumentation, you need to know what is the purpose of laser Raman, the purpose of SPS, the purpose of SEM-EDAC, the purpose of FTIR, everything. You need to know the purpose. And the most crucial one is the flow chart. The flow chart. The flow chart is the summary or procedure that in the sequence order that related with your objective. That's it. The flowchart must be reflect to the objective. Objective number 1 then must be in the flowchart. Objective number 2 must be in the flowchart. And the way how you put down all the thing in the flowchart, objective number 1 must be in the flowchart number 1. Flowchart number 2 is objective number 2. Number 3, you must put in the sequence order. Okay, flowchart is very important. Okay, right, because flowchart, from the flowchart, the examiner will know, yeah, the general idea of your visual design. And in flowchart, you need to know about the way how you need to have some expertise, knowledge in generate the flowchart. Because to me, flowchart, most of, especially for the IT students, they are very good in flowchart because they write coding. They write coding. Yeah, I have some background in computer too because my degree is in IT long time ago when I did my master. My degree. Yeah. In IT, the people in IT, they are very good in design the flowchart. Because the flowchart sometimes your decision, the diamond, the circle, and then all the flowchart must be in the reasonable order. It makes sense. When I look at on this flowchart, okay, it makes sense. Okay, that don't make sure your flowchart must be in sequence order. Because in coding sometimes, even the computer sometimes, when you put the coding, when you put you maybe debug. We call it debugging. Debugging means we got the error, syntax error. Make sure there is no syntax error. The same too with the experimental work. Okay, you need to ensure the order that you design in the flowchart must be in the proper order. Yeah, at the end of it, at the end of the flowchart, you complete all the work that can fulfill your objective. Result is more to, okay, if you ask me what is, result and discussion is the core of your thesis. Why I say result and discussion is the core of the thesis? Because literature you get from the journal, you read, right? Methodology is come from, you refer to the manual. Then you can write. Sometimes, of course, you need to refer to manual. Every single machine, every single apparatus, before you operate it, you must read the journal. The manual. In Malaysia, it's different context. Because in Malaysia, you are very lucky. You only ask the technician to operate the machine. You don't know nothing about that. What you know is only the purpose. I want to analyze this. Can you please? Some people, they take for granted. They send all the sample to the technician. They read all the things to the technician. They don't care about what is it. What I know is data. No, you have to know what is the purpose. Why you dealing with this machine? Why you use SPS? Why you use laser Raman? You need to know because in Viva, examiner will ask you, you use this method. For example, in statistics, you use t-test, you use Pearson test. Why you use the t-test? Why you use Pearson test? For example, okay, why you use this modeling? I need to know. Okay, then you can answer. Okay, it's nothing about copy and paste. You need to know. Okay, my advice to you, you must take responsibility on every single word that you write. You must take a responsibility. Every word in the entire thesis, you must take responsibility. If you say A, then the examiner will ask you A. Examiner will not going to ask you Z. Yeah, make sure you know. No copy and paste. That's why we have turning in. Some people, they make it the word easy. Copy paste. That's why in thesis, make sure 30%, less than 25%. Yeah, might be turning in. This is the heart of it. In thesis, That's why you need to have excellent capability in writing, because the result and discussion is your own sentence. To me, I can know, I can spot which student is good. Okay, sometimes when I read, okay, introduction is good, literature is good, yes, you are copying, but I can spot you at result discussion. Your weakness will be result discussion. If you write very poor in result discussion, then I can know which level you are. Some people write redundant sentence. You know redundant? You repeated. Easy, copy paste. Paragraph 1, copy paste. Paragraph 2, copy paste. In writing, you must have creativity. You must have creativity. Yeah? I think the people in language center can teach you. Okay? All right, on this. Conclusion is the what? Is the core of the extract information. The main significant finding. From conclusion. Okay, conclusion is actually upon the main finding from research and discussion. Okay, introduction. What you need to have in your introduction? Introduction must cover the following item: background to the topic, a brief of your review, current knowledge of literature review. You have to indicate your research gap, your aim, the objective of your study. Yeah, and then you can also include some hypothesis. In your research, you expect what? Okay, something like that. The online or the chapter is. You can outline. Chapter 2 is focused on this. Chapter 3 on this. Chapter 4 on this. Yeah, online. Yeah, I can show you my thesis at the end of it. I can show you afterwards. Yeah, the outline. So introduction, mostly content with this introduction, background of study, problem statement, objective, significance of the study, scope of the study. Yeah, right. Introduction. What you need to do in introduction? Yeah, you have to use what they call the technique, what they call as move. I learned this concept from my wife actually, yeah, because my wife is in lecture. So this move, they call it in terms of a gender analysis. In move, now you need to move one. What going to say? Establish your territory. Say what topic is about. Move two. Establish your niche area. Show why there is need to be further research on your topic. Number 3, move 3. Introduce the current research. This is for introduction, yeah? How to write your introduction. Okay. Move 1, move 2, move 3. Okay, move 1. We go with number 1, move 1. What should you write for move 1? Establish your territory. State the general topic and give some background of your research. Number 2, give a review, gender literature review related to your topic. Number 3, define the term and the scope of your topic. Okay, that's it. Number 1. Move 1, say what the topic is about. Move 2, establish your niche area. Show why there need to be further research in your topic. Outline the current situation. What is the current situation? For example, we are in the Industrial Revolution 4.1. The people talk about artificial intelligence. Yeah. Now the people talking about COVID-19. We're not sure. In the future, the people will no longer talking about COVID-19. The people will talk about another kind of virus. For example, now we have Industrial Revolution 4.0. We don't know in the future, another 10 years time from now, maybe Industrial Revolution 5.0. Different story. Now you are in the current situation. In the current situation, what is the most important thing? The current issue, the current situation. Yeah, evaluate the current situation. You look at on the advantages. What is the advantages of your research? What is the disadvantages? And identify the gap. What is the gap? The gap is very important, especially for PhD students. Yeah. Move 3. Introduce the current research. You make hypothesis. State the research question. Identify the importance of the purpose, research. Number 2, state the research problem, question. And number 3, state the research aim, and then state the hypothesis, and then outline the order of the information of the thesis, and then outline the methodology. Okay, right. We are still under chapter 1, yeah? Okay, chapter 1. Okay. Now, as overall, what we can see over here, the green color is move 1. The red color is move 2 and move 3. And talking about this is more to generic analysis. And for some of UTHM students, I advise you, maybe you can communicate with the Center of Language Study. There are many lecturers over there, many experts in language. You can communicate with the lecturer over there, and you could be communicate with Dr. Salawati Ahmad, because I know her research, because she studied a master in Bristol as well, and her focus area in more to generic analysis. Yeah, maybe you can ask her. Maybe CGS can invite her to give a talk in the future, talking about how to write. Yeah, because in language center, they are good in language. They are also good in put all the things in sequence order. But we are engineer, we are scientists. Yeah, even some of you use Grammarly, copy paste, Grammarly, you trust on the Grammarly. Okay, now you can communicate with Dr. Salawati. If you are interested on move, yeah, email her. If you want her number, then you communicate with me. I can pass her number to you. But it depends on time. Sometimes, as I told you, lecturers are very busy. Yeah, if she has time for you. Yeah, okay, next. This is an example of move that I said just now. Okay, move 1, give background about the topic. Example, the sentence. P-type layers are commonly used in solar cell, and they offer a wide range of applications. See, this is the general statement, background of your research. And then the outline, how to outline the current method. Currently, you see now the word currently or nowadays in photovoltaic industry, aluminum silicon alloying use screening. Yes. And this come up with must be supported by evidence from literature. Yeah. In the literature, you must take a latest issue. The latest reference that's saying that this statement, yeah, evaluate the current issue. How to evaluate? The use of aluminum as P-type dopant has 2 major disadvantages. However, the word however, you are contradicting with the statement. You comment. You want to say there's advantages. It's contradicting. Yeah. However, in this case, this can be improved using blah, 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 blah. This is how to evaluate the current method. Identify importance of the purpose of the research. Given the limitation of associated blah, 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 blah. Okay, therefore, more suitable for high efficiency silicon, solar cell, blah, 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 blah. Statement of the aim, the goal of the study, the objective of the study are as follow. Number 1. Number 1, maybe what? Number 1, 2, maybe sample preparation, to fabricate, to prepare, to determine the location of sample, to determine the group of the survey, blah, blah, blah. Number 2, you must highlight about how you categorize. To categorize, objective number 2 must be categorize the physical and chemical property of this using blah, 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 blah. The last objective must be validate. Validate means that to evaluate, to compare, to assess, to compare, to validate, yeah, to verify. Okay, you must you put the objective in the second order according to the level. Level 1 easy level. Number 2 is intermediate level. The last one is a very crucial one. The objective number 3 or number 4 must be come up with hypothesis to support your research. Okay, outline of the information of thesis. Okay, this one is simple. Content of literature. What you need to have in your literature. We finished with the introduction. What you need to have in your literature. So there are several components of literature. Now, in literature, as I said, you must look at on the keyword in your title. Yeah, roughly. Yeah, the literature must be included as number one, a description of the publication, summary of the publication, main point, discussion of the gap of the research. Yeah, and then an evaluation of the publication contribute to the topics. But to me, the best way is by looking at your keyword. From the keyword, you must stick your mind that every single reference, every single literature that you are going to put in the literature review must be in your keyword of your title. Respect to all these things. Okay, right. Next, what is the literature review? This is the evaluation of the assessment of the previous research on your topic. Maybe you read about this author saying that researcher all over the world. Okay, researcher A from UK saying this, researcher B from Japan saying this, from Russia, from Australia saying this. Whether their findings are similar or different in your area, are similar or different. But in some of the case, most of the researchers are agree. They are agree each other. At the end, yeah, this work is agree with blah 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 blah. Okay, because agree need to support the other people work. Okay, this is, and then you evaluate either the work have advantages or disadvantages. What is the purpose of literature? To provide background information needed to understand your study, to ensure that your reader that you are familiar with the importance of research. That's why I'm asking you. If you use the equipment, you need to know. Doesn't mean we ask you. Why you use laser Raman? Why you use t-test? Why you use this method? I need to know why you use this. How you use this? Show me. How you derive this equation? Derive it in front of me. You have to derive it. This is if you work in mathematics, you need to know. Yeah, establish your study as one link of change. Yeah, of research that is developing and enlarging your knowledge. Okay, how can you organize using funnel model? I call this funnel model. Funnel model. You see, on the top here is very broad. But then you go down there, we go much shallow part. You go narrow and narrow and narrow up to that. Background, narrow category of your research, and the last one is here. That's why in study, you are focused at one area. For example, you look at on the car. Are you going to look at on the roof of the car? Are you going to look at on the windscreen? Are you going to look at on the tire of the car? Yeah, which one? Where to go? Which direction? You're not talking about the entire car, the component of car. You only look at on certain part only of the component. Okay, right. Some possible approach from distant to close, from distant to close, from more specific to more specific. In generic knowledge, you can consider as a conceptual framework, understanding the specific content, apply the theoretical. Yeah, as I show you, many of us are from different background. As I said, I am scientist. I will more focus on scientific writing, for example. But in management, yes, you can implement this, but the way how you write must be respect to the requirement of management people. But the way is similar. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next. How do you refer to other author? Okay, by citation. You use Mandalay or EndNote. Mandalay and EndNote. Most students, you are familiar with Mandalay and EndNote. Yeah. During my PhD, long time ago, I used EndNote. Okay. By using this particular software, you can extract all information of the journal that you are interested. You can put down all them together in the folder. So in the Mandalay or and not, I advise you to make a folder. Folder by folder. Yeah. Folder 1, journal on water. Journal 2, journal on soil. Journal 3, journal on about what? About what? You have to divide by subcategory. Yeah, easy for you to find. Don't ever put all of them together. Yeah, in the Mendeley. Okay, the way you cited, you need to follow the idea you want to use Harvard system. Harvard system, author name, years. Maybe you can use numbering or Harvard system. So which one? You have to refer to the format of your university. And in UTHM, I believe you need to use the numbering format. Okay, how long should be? Around 15 to 30% of the whole of your thesis. Literature can cover about 15 to 30% of your thesis only. That is very good thesis. Yeah, the rest is what? Methodology, research, result and discussion. The rest of it, yeah. But because if you put more on literature, you will end up with plagiarize. That is very important. You must make sure your literature must be around within this range, 15 to 30%. This in order to avoid you from plagiarize. Number one, because you are in this, you are cited, yeah, from the reference, from the other author. Yeah, don't ever put more than this. If you put less than, maybe the entire content of your TC will be less than 30%. Yeah, your TC is expected to be 60% of your own sentence. It's very important. You see now, your word, your own writing must be at least 60%. This is from your own sentence. Even in the methodology, if you refer to the manual, you have to manipulate the sentence. You have to revise the sentence. You have to rephrase the sentence. Don't ever copy from the manual page. No, you are wrong. If you are degree student, it's okay to me. But if you are master or PhD, no, you cannot copy and paste. Yeah, you must rephrase. Yeah, if you take the sentence from the manual, you can use turn in to check your similarity. Turn in similarity. Nowadays, all thesis must be with the turn in, must be below than 30%. What you're supposed to do in your review, you are supposed to show that you can recognize irrelevant important research in your field. You can understand this research. You are the reader. Now, in writing, I need to remind all of you, don't ever short scenery. Short scenery, you know what is short scenery? You write your sentence, oh, this nice sentence. Okay, you are the only who understand. But when after, Aisha, you pass it to me, I don't understand. Aisha, your thesis, you write again. Don't ever short scenery. Make sure when you write for the other people. Make the other people can understand what you write. Do you understand me? Yeah? Very important. Some students, they short scenery. Right. No, it's wrong. You are right, the thesis for other people. Like you and you aku. For example, Aisha, I want a coffee. Aisha put 1 spoon of coffee. I don't like. I prefer 2 spoons of coffee O. For example. You need to know the taste of the reader. You need to know the taste of the reader, the taste of the examiner. Because at the end of the day, your thesis will be on the library, in the library. They put in the shelf of the library. The people will read. If you read, if they come up with a lot of error, the people will not interested reading your thesis. Yeah? Okay, this is an example of literature review. Come up with introduction, okay, and so on. Okay, I show you. This is an example of my thesis long time ago. Okay. Okay, for example, in my thesis, I put introduction. 1 chapter, one page. And then at the same time, I go for oxidation or corrosion, metal oxidation, you know. And then even the number, yeah, 1.3.1 and so on. About this, about this, about this, about this. But at the end, I put over here some study of the previous research study of the blah, blah, blah. Not so many page. Simple, but perfect. Okay. Motivation. Highlight to the reader. What is the motivation of your study? Thesis, objective, and statement. This is, now don't ever follow my structure, yeah, because this is my format from Bristol, yeah. And then reference. For in my thesis, I put reference for each chapter. Chapter 1, reference. Chapter 2, at the end of the chapter 2, reference. At the end of chapter 3 will be reference. I didn't put all together the reference. The format is different. Yeah? All right. So I said the content of your literature review must reflect to your title. Say uranium. Uranium is there. Yeah? Uranium is there. Alloy. Alloy is there. You see? Spectroscopy. The word of spectroscopy, I mentioned it in somewhere around here. 4.1.4. And even I put it in the motivation as well. But you see, uranium, and then this one alloy. So literature must reflect to your title. The process of conducting your literature. Okay, in literature, don't ever expect that some students say, okay, I finished 6 months literature. You are wrong. Literature is ongoing. On the day you register, maybe you take a break, you take a rest, and then after 4 months, after 6 months, then you focus. And from that day, you must start your literature. Yeah, maybe a month after your session, you need to read. When we go ongoing. Either ongoing is mean that from the day up, you begin your journey up to the end. Until I can say 24 hours before your Viva, you are still reading. You are still reading. You must read. Your read cannot stop until you finish your thesis. I tell you the truth. Why I say that? Because if tomorrow is your Viva, you need to read your thesis. You need to read. Sometimes you find, okay, some other journal. You maybe the last time, on the last minute, you find some other journal that could be related with your thesis. Okay, you didn't put in the thesis, but you're still reading. Reading is ongoing process. Ongoing process. We call an iterative process. Yeah, iterative process. Ongoing. In conducting this literature, we can divide it into 3 parts. Number 1, early stage. Early stage. The review you conduct in the first year help you to refine. Yeah, when you register, your supervisor will give you. I still remember when I did my PhD, my supervisor gave me 1 copy of manuscript. He asked me to read. I read it. Even though that manuscript is not related with my work, but I read it. Yeah? To getting familiar to your work. That's why I remember Professor GSA Allen. He told me like this. Zaidi, you need to know the arts of the science. You need to know the arts of the surface science. Writing is also art. Is the art, yeah? Mean that you are familiar in depth about your research. Okay, then you're getting familiar. This early stage, in order to allow you to familiar with your work, you know, yeah. You have to, I can say, warming up. You say warming up. You want to start the engine, the car engine. You need to start first, warming up the engine for several minutes, and then you drive. Am I right? Yeah. Middle stage. Middle stage is ongoing. Review, revise your literature during the period of the research, and also to keep updating by including review, the most recent publication that related to your work. This is in the middle. But at the end of your journey, you are still reading. Do your literature. Why? For late stage. Okay, this is very crucial because the reason is when you write in your result discussion, you find your finding is not similar to whatever you read. is not similar to your expectation, then you have to put comment. Why? Why the phenomena to be like this? And then you find one journal that relate with your finding. At the end of your journey, then this is called as late stage. Yeah, you revisit your literature. Yeah, in the final stage, okay, that relate to me. All right. Now, my advice to all of you, what I implement a long time ago is you must have at least 1 or 2 journal that you love to read. Everywhere you go, you must bring the journal. In my case, long time ago, when I did my PhD, I do my experiment and then I want to have some coffee. I go to the cafeteria. In my hand, I will have at least 1 journal. I will read. I have the coffee. I sit down in front of the desk, yeah, during the cool winter time with my jumper, and then I have some coffee, enjoy my coffee, and then read the journal. I don't want to waste my time. But the experiment is done in the lab. Yeah, because everything is computerized. I click it, and then the experiment is running. I leave in my machine, and then I go to have some coffee. I don't want to waste my time. I read it. And then at the end of your journey, you should notice which journal are very important with your work. Then you can use that journal as your primary reference. Believe me, the entire duration of your literature, you must have at least several journals that you love to read. And then why I say that? From there, you can getting the style. You can adapt to the style, how the people read. How the people write. How the people write. You can get the style. Copy the style. How the people read. It reveals, for example, from this signal, it reveals that this signal is corresponding to, reveal, indicate. Not show. This show that. No. Yeah. As tabulated in table. As illustrated in figure. Yeah. What's time now, Aisha? We stop at 1 o'clock. Okay. 3 hours non-stop. I don't mind. No, because of knowledge, I don't mind. I give you the knowledge. Yeah, I hope everybody can bear with me. 1 o'clock until 1 o'clock, I don't mind. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay, so far okay, yeah. So far so good, yeah. All right. I hope everybody can enjoy my lecture. Okay, last one. This is the process. Each of the stage mentioned above involve 3 main steps. What is the step? Locate relevant literature, review the literature, write about literature. Locate means identify the key text, reviewing your literature, read the key text, yeah, and then analyze, evaluate, and then writing the literature. Writing more to synthesis, organize. That's why in Bloom taxonomy, if you look at on Bloom taxonomy, you will find that the level of synthesis and the level of the hypothesis is the higher level in the Bloom taxonomy. Synthesis means you put all the things, you integrate it into one sentence. That we call synthesis. Yeah? That's right. PhD or master degree, according to the Bloom taxonomy, you are in the level of synthesis and hypothesis. Very high level. Yeah. Okay. Then the word is, as I mentioned just now, circling process, iterative process. Yeah. Literature is iterative process. And the main tool, yeah, you have to use Mendeley. You can use nowadays, you can use Grammarly, but I'm not encourage you to use Grammarly. But nowadays, why not? If you want to use, carry on. I don't mind. But I believe, even though you use Grammarly, when I read it, it's still got error. Yeah. And then UTHM library database. You can have a database from the library to find out the material. Yeah. and then sign direct database, Scopper database. Even you can get free of charge resources from ResearchGate. But in ResearchGate, you have to be aware. Some researchers, they cannot upload their paper because they have contract. They sign the contract with Elsevier. They're not allowed to upload it using that. You cannot, if you have a Q1 paper, I don't encourage you to upload it in ResearchGate. Because ResearchGate, why I say that? Because Elsevier, we notice you upload your work, Q1 work in ResearchGate, and then they give warning to ResearchGate. ResearchGate give you a warning. They're warning you. Otherwise, ResearchGate will block you then. If for those who have Q1 manuscript, don't ever upload it. You only highlight your topic only. Don't ever try to upload in the ResearchGate. Yeah, this is my advice. Very dangerous. A methodology. How to write your methodology? The session should reflect to the method used to achieve your objective of the study. Yeah, the method could include the type of the sample preparation, either sample preparation, sample analysis tool or apparatus, or statistical method they use, or even a mathematical modeling. And then you have to ask yourself, either your work are dealing with the qualitative analysis or maybe quantitative analysis. Yeah, okay. In science, if you do the categorization, both are consider involved, because qualitative means you determine this is a copper, this zinc, aluminium. Quantify mean the concentration of the aluminium are 20 ppm, for example, 20% in the material. This is quantitative. Yeah, you give the number. Okay, in science. Each method tool must be discussed in detail. You must discuss in detail. Okay, if you use laser Raman, what kind of laser source you are using? If you use another kind of technique, you need to highlight the technique. What is the pressure used? Yeah, what is the load used? Yeah, in the testing, and the proper flowchart. Flowchart must be in the proper order. Okay, the flowchart is a diagram that show you the movement and the action and the complicated system in order to achieve your goal or your objective. It should be in the logical, chronological order. In the logic order. Yeah, that respect to the objective of the study. Basically, the flowchart refers to the scientific method, which consists of the following steps. Make the observation, propose the hypothesis, design and conducting the experimental work, analyze the result, note the state the result. All right. Now this is some example, yeah, of some example, yeah, that can you use, yeah. Okay, make observation, conduct hypothesis, test with the experimental work and machine, draw the conclusion. Then, if the hypothesis is not fulfilled your expectation, you have to reject. You have to do again and again. This happens when after you are prepare your sample. Sometimes your sample have contamination. Sometimes your sample are not as you expect. You have to do again and again and again. Even if you look at on the scientists, even the people who construct the bulb, yeah, the people who, for example, the scientists like Franklin, yeah, Marie Curie, they do the experiment many times. Yeah, in innovation too. Yeah, innovation, the scientists we do many times. Yeah, until fulfill the requirement. Okay, writing result, we come up with a graph. When I say result, we counting with the graph, the table, the photo. Okay, be consistent with the unit. If you plot in the graph, make sure the unit must be in the appropriate unit. X, Y. X is what unit is it? Pressure. So Pascal. Okay. Okay. Y axis, intensity. Okay. X axis, what is it? Binding energy. Position. Okay. You must put the unit together with the description of the axis. What is the axis stand for? X is X for location, Y for intensity, for example. What is the unit? The topic sentence and the subheading. What is the figures stand for? Figures versus blah versus parameter X and Y. And then you put the comment in the figure caption. Okay, many of the students, they fail to write properly, especially in figure caption or table caption. Your caption must respect to what you have in the table, what you have in the figures. Figure caption, very important. Yeah, the keyword of your result and so on. So define as well, the result must be represented and must be accompanied by a detailed discussion. Then one after you upload it, you put all the diagram, you must put the sentence. Yeah, that's why I told you, data is a main point. No data, no publication. No publication, no thesis. Because all the content in the result discussion are mainly from the data. You have to write. From the data, you have to write. Comment. Okay. Okay, the trend. How can you write in the discussion? Maybe you write in terms of trend, especially trend. Or maybe insightful or interpretation result interpretation. From the result, what you can interpret? What it's all about? What the result tell you? You extract from the result. What is it? Yeah, generalized idea. Yeah, and then give a reason why the thing happened. Maybe the result have fluctuation. Your result is not similar to the theoretical part, theoretical review. Maybe your result is not tally with your theoretical. Maybe your result are not tally with other research work. Then you must comment. You must comment why your result to be like that. And then you comment either maybe contribute by the other factor, or maybe you are end up with a new finding. Sometimes don't ever jump to the conclusion. Some people, they jump to the conclusion. They claim that they have come up with a novelty. They are wrong. At the end, they are wrong because it's not novelty. Because the result comes from the contamination. You are wrong. Don't ever jump to the conclusion yet. You have to look at your data carefully. You have to interpret your data carefully. And then you make a judgment. You compare with other previous work. What the other previous work say. Don't ever claim. From here, you say, oh, you did a new finding. Actually, it's wrong. Actually, the data is from contamination. This is one example. Yeah. Okay. And then reason, contribution to our work, to other work. Okay. Okay. This is a thing that you can write in your writing. Now, what is the difference between result and discussion? What is the difference between result and discussion? Result is include your data, but not the interpretation. Incorporated statistic analysis where applicable. And then follow sequentially organized when that present data. Include tag, figure, and table. Avoid any kind of speculation. This is the result. You only comment the trend on the data. Okay, what is data? Either increase, decrease, fluctuate, level out, yeah, consistent. Okay, discuss is you need to interpret more detail. You need to elaborate more. That is discussion. Explain any surprising, any unexpected. Yeah, and a result. List all the major findings. From the result, what is your finding? Interpret and explain the finding. Either the data is agree or disagree with previous co-author. Okay, mention limitation. Limitation is here. If your data is not similar to other research work, then you have to state this is the limitation because of what? Because you are measure using laser Raman. Since there is no no SPS available, then you don't have any option. You use whatever you have. The limitation may be in terms of the method of your analyze. Relate with other method, with other and done. Okay, we relate with the other research work. Okay. Right, content of the conclusion. This is the last part. The conclusion must be very last part in your thesis or dissertation. The purpose is to clearly state the answer of the main. You say in the research, you are successful, fulfill all the objective. Objective have been achieved. Summary, the major finding. Yeah. Make recommendation. This is more to feature work. That's why in chapter 5 and chapter 5, you come up with conclusion and recommendation. Why you need the recommendation? Because in order to allow the other people in the future to carry on your work. That's why you need to have a feature work. Give opportunity to other people to carry on your research work. Conclusion should have a 6 objective. Answer the research question. Show how you address the aim. Explain the significance. Explain the contribution. Explain the limitation. Lay out the question. Okay? Right, next. The content. This is the style. How you write the conclusion. Whether you want to have a use a method in terms of the summarize by point, as from in this work, the conclusion are as follow. Number 1 point. Number 2, number 3, number 4. Or maybe you can write in the paragraph. Yeah. Or maybe you can write in terms of this explanation. The general idea. Now, in some case, like in UK, I put general discussion. Before conclusion, I have general discussion. Because general discussion is you sum up all the findings before you go to the conclusion. Okay? Right. So this is the way how you write the conclusion. Right. The link. Now the link. Okay. I think can we give me 1 minute to have a drink? We stop right? 1 minute, yeah? Okay, we can continue with this. Okay, thank you. 1 minute only, yeah? Okay. Have a drink. Thank you.
So meanwhile, the participant, if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box. So later on, after this sharing session ends, I will read some of the questions.
Okay, we proceed. Okay, Aisha, I'm ready now. Okay, I said 1 minute, less than 1 minute. Okay, because we got plenty more slide. Yeah. All right, so this is the link. Yeah. Now, okay, the link between each section. We have an introduction, we have literature review, we have methodology down to the conclusion. Now, you notice that I put the arrow between introduction and methodology. Maybe you need to know why. Why? Yeah. Okay. The sequence order of the methodology must match with the objective. Why? Because you put down all the objective in the introduction. Now, mean that the way how you write methodology must be in sequence order of the objective. The method of analysis technique must be fulfilled, and even the method that you use must be fulfilled. the objective. That's why I put the link between methodology and introduction. Okay? You have the scope. You need to ensure. For example, if you were dealing with the soil, then methodology, there is no such equipment to characterize the soil property. You need to ensure the tool that you use must be suitable for soil characterization. If you deal with water, for example, as a sample, you need to ensure that the equipment that you use in methodology session must be capable or maybe can be used for water characterization. Okay, so that's why I put 1 and 3 interconnecting, because the way how you sort out your research design must be in the sequence order of your objective. That's why I told you objective is very important. Its objective is not proper, then you spoil all the thing. That's why you need to discuss with your supervisor carefully. Objective is very important. Okay. Next. Okay. Next, I put the link between methodology and result. Why? Because methodology is the research design. You categorize your sample. From apparatus A, what result is it? Apparatus B, what result is it? Yeah. Okay. Between 3 and 4, the sequence order of the result must be matched with your objective. Whatever you discuss in result must be in order of the objective. You must discuss about objective 1 first, for the first place. When you finish with objective, mean that what I mean is 4.1 must be respect to objective 1. 4.2 must be reflect to objective number 2. 4.3 in the section of this must be reflect to the objective number 3. I mean like that. So the result must be reflect to the purpose of your analytical method. The result must be reflect to the objective. If you want to categorize the density, mean the categorize might be focused on density, for example. Yeah. Okay, then describe the trend or the pattern of the data. So you must be very good in interpret the data. If the data is semi-dead, what semi-dead can give you? If you use laser Raman, what laser Raman can give you? If you use any kind of method that you use, any kind of method, you need to know why you use that method. And then use appropriate standard unit. Use appropriate standard unit and for each measurement according to the type of analysis. And in some case, you need to compare with the standard. From your result, you need to compare with the standard. You need to define what kind of standard method, what kind of standard sample that you are using. By comparing, that standard sample must be explained in the methodology. Because in my case, I have a standard sample, for example, from IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, from Vienna. I'm dealing with the sample. I buy the sample from Vienna. Yeah. So if you have the sample, the standard sample from all over the world, then you have to highlight. Okay, you have to highlight what standard is it you are going to use, or maybe standard method. Yeah. Okay, result and discussion. Now you see why I put this. Now I put 4 arrows. Okay, result and discussion is interconnecting each other. But you need to know this must be supported by literature. Why I say that? Because in your result discussion, sometimes you write about blah, 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 and then you find out with a new discovery. For example, you focus on A and B, but then you find another parameter which is C and D. But unfortunately, C and D are not in the literature. Then you need to put C and D in this literature. Mean that you are smart. You are smart. Literature must support or tally with your finding. What for then? If you put the unnecessary thing here, no. All the theory that you put must be related with the finding. That's it. And this also related with your introduction because, as I said, objective. The result and the result discussion that you discuss must be fulfill your objective. Right, what I write down here, describe the trend of the data and relate it with the theoretical. Yeah, from here, you relate with the theoretical. With the theoretical, in the literature review. Elaborate more detail according to the theoretical. Yeah, you saying that from here, your data are matched, fulfill the theory A. Theory A must be in the literature. Or mechanism, make sure all related theory on this result and discussion must be appear in your literature review. Number 3, to ensure that this result and discussion must be full the objective. Yeah, your result and discussion must be related with your objective. And then validate your data by compare with the standard. Or maybe it's not the standard, you compare with the theoretical concept that you highlight in the literature review. And number 5, compare your data with other research work. Number 6, add some more discussion to summarize of your finding in one paragraph at the end of this one. Yeah, because in order to make easy for you to what? To write down the conclusion later on. Right, now, over here, the link between result discussion and conclusion. Result and discussion, this will give you a significant finding. You need to spot what is the significant finding that you have from both result discussion. From here, from result discussion, you simplify it and then to become a point for you to write the conclusion. That's it. That's why conclusion must be respect or report what is the significant finding you get from here. Okay, I put down over here, highlight all significant finding for result discussion, and then you highlight the significant finding, okay, and then combine all the significant finding and sort it out in order, in sequence order of your research objective. Summarize all significant finding in your sequence order. Validate your data by comparing with the standard reference value or theoretical concept. Now, the last one is compare your work. Yeah, right. A strategy to write. This is the strategy you need to write. Yeah, what you need to have in the introduction session content. Yeah, content and topic, scope or the focus, important, relevant, objective, structure, and so on. Yeah. All right. And then for introduction, you must follow all the steps. 12 steps over here. Yeah. You have the introduction. You have to all these things up to here. Yeah. For introduction. For 12 steps. Yeah. 12 steps. Introduce the topic. Give the subject the background. Make a short overview. Yeah. And then give a general idea, the scope, describe the detail, current situation, and so on. Yeah, right. Literature, what you need to have in the literature, list a draft or list of the content, ensure all topic content of this section are related with your study. Yeah, and important point according to general idea, the topic, fundamental concept, the background information, and so on. Okay. At least from here, you have got some idea what is introduction is, what literature is, and the resources is from this source. Talking about literature could be the literature, the source come from primary sources. Maybe come from secondary sources. What is primary sources? From the laboratory book, from the thesis, from the journal, from the patent, from the conference proceeding, from the journal article. This we call as primary sources. Secondary sources could be from encyclopedia, could be from handbook, could be from all these things. What is the three fourths? The three fourths is from the library catalog, maybe the guide from the literature. So you have to notice in your literature, which one? What kind of source? But I believe if you use Mandalay, most of the resources from the primary sources. Okay, right. Okay, methodology. Several considerations in methodology. Your methodology should be in line with your objective. Divide your methodology into sections based on the logical order of your flowchart. Begin the section by writing in section for example, sampling location, sample preparation, for example. In the case of social science, could be start with the classification of your sample group. It depends. That's what I told you. It depends on your area, but the style is similar. Yeah. Okay. Then move on the sample analysis method. Example in detail, each analysis method what you use, and technical term, data, validation, method, and so on. Okay, in writing the methodology, the method should be elaborate on how your research study was conducted, yeah, include the experimental procedure and so on. The reader must clear vision on how you conduct the experimental work. All right, so talking about the writing, yeah, in result discussion, you must have part of this. You must have, yeah, your discussion must be, the paragraph must be, contain all this kind of criteria. So that you are finding according to objective, and then write the detail of description of the trend of the data, and then comment. The first paragraph is about what? Second paragraph is about what? And then the last one is normally to focus on hypothesis or generalization of the finding. Okay, right. And result discussion. Yeah, this result discussion of any. Okay, this is about on the manuscript. Yeah, could be manuscript. Okay, right. Next. Right, in writing, as I told you, you must have paragraph 1, paragraph B, already. Okay, this is one example of paragraph from my thesis. You can have a look. For example, after sputtering, blah, blah, blah. This is how we conduct. What is that? This is the parameter. As expected, the recorded, okay, mean that we comment on the data. The line of blah, blah dominated by this one, which is assigned as to be the value of this, respectively with blah, blah, blah. A pair of this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the oxide, let's say, okay, this one at the higher, attribute to. Okay, then with this continue USB process, okay, we have this attribute to, mean assigned to. You need to comment on your result. All the sentence from the data, from my data, okay? This one as well, the way how you agree with the people. Okay, this one, for example, there were no observation of the peak, blah, blah, number nine, indicate that the molecular structure of the surface is not this one, but instead of fluoride structure. And I use this one. The position of the extract, blah, 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 confirmed at this. This sulfur signal is not strong seen. Okay, with this, confirmed by, see the word confirmed by, to confirm, yeah. Another one, with respect to the result reported, the current work, the data tally well with the concept. See, concept from where? Literature review. That once uranium niobium oxide begin to form at the alloy surface, the generation of blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is the model. This model actually in from my literature. That's why literature and reference result discussion is very important. Now, this is the smartest way to sort out the data. Analogy. I use analogy like you write a comic. This is the way how I do long time ago. From the comic, not manga comic. Yeah. Because if you want to draw the comic, you need to put all the drawing in sequence order. Am I right? In this case, you put the data in sequence order. Data number 1, data number 2, data number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and so on. Right? You are the one who know about this data. What data is it? Then you write. You write this data about blah, 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 one paragraph. And then you know about this data. You write some more data, blah, 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 blah. Is there any connection between this data and this data? Is there any connection between this data and that data? And then you generalize all the data to become one general idea. From whole of this data, you have significant finding. I hope you get the point. Okay? Right. But that's why I told you data is important. No data, no publication. No data, no thesis. Data is very important. You need to put the data in order. Now, the way how you write the data. The data could be from the text. The data could be from the table. The data could be in form of the figures. All figures and table must be accompanied by a text to a presentation. This is referred to caption, figure caption. Yeah. All figure caption or table must be mentioned in the text. Do not. Now, this is the error for most of the students. They put the figure, they put the table. Unfortunately, there is no such indication of the figures referred in the paragraph. You put figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, but no, never mentioned in the paragraph. This is from my previous experience, evaluate thesis, PhD thesis. That's why I need to ask the student, write again. The figure is not mentioned in the text. You have to revise. The table is not mentioned in the paragraph. You need to revise. All right, you need to revise. Sometimes no figure caption. No figure caption. Yeah, figure caption also very important. The way how you write like this. Yeah, paragraph. We got this one, binary energy. Yeah, you put the error bar. If you put the figure like that, if you put the table, supposed to be like that. Put it nicely. Right, evidence. Write the table. This must be come up with the evidence. You may compare, efficiency give the precise data. Okay, and then emphasize the highlight of it. Now, this picture, you need to, in one picture, you can write more. Yeah, some scientists, with one figure, they can write at least 2 or 3 paragraphs. Yeah, I should remember when I read the journal from my manuscript from my supervisor, he put 1 or 2 journal, one data, but he can elaborate more. 1, 2, 3 paragraph, just referring to one data. You see, you must be very creative then. Yeah, use a figure and table, evidence, summarize the data, support, and then the picture can be worth. You see now the word. A picture can give you the word about 500 count of word if you are creative. So you need to open your mind from now. Don't stop. What made you stop? Because you're not creative. You blur. Okay. My advice for those who start, you do whatever you like. Yeah, you go not take holiday. You do whatever you like. You go to the, go to the beach, have a nice scenario, go to the paddy field, get some idea, and then you write. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. How to structure discussion? Step 1: explain the trend, the meaning of your data. Data in figures, bar chart, table. Step 2, relate your data with your study. What is the significant finding that you achieve? Step 3, relate your significant finding from your data with the basic concept. You need to comment either your finding are tally with the concept or not, with the theoretical concept or not. Or maybe you need to start come up with support evidence. In this work, agree with Z.Embong 2021, for example. Agree with other research work. Yeah, okay. The example of the data. And then appearance count. Okay, some data. Okay, you have to look at either some data maybe in black and white, maybe in color. It depends. Black and white, no need for you to print in color. But in color, you must put in color. And you need to put all the data in nicely. Don't put the data crowded. Don't put the data crowded. Okay? Now, for example, like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Until here. But you need to ensure that the size of this is good enough. So the examiner can see. Okay? Put it nicely. At least 3 or 4 data is okay. But it depends on the nature of your work. Yeah. Each photograph must have a scale, marker. If you perform the sub-EDAT, you need to perform, you put the scale, magnification. The magnification. Yeah, magnification here, the magnification. And use only color when necessary. Color is when necessary. No, yeah, if you put black and white for this, you cannot distinguish the image. You must put in color. Okay, color depends on your judgment. Either your data need color or not. Okay, because some students, they don't have any printer color printer. During my study long time ago, color printer are very expensive. Yeah, so it depends on you. Color needed to visible. Color is needed to visible and distinguish between the area here. Okay. Do not include long, boring table. Some students, they put the table nearly 3 pages. Summarize the table. Yeah? Summarize the table. Except if you have more data for 100 sample. Maybe if 100 sample, you divide it. This area A, 50 data. Area B, 50 data. Yeah, area C, 50 data, according to the area, for example. Don't put all the data in long table. Yeah. Okay, this I told you, you must be very creative in using a language. You need a bit of the background of good English then. That's why my advice, read and read and read. Read, put the vocab in your brain. When you write, all the words will come up from your brain. Yeah, without using Grammarly. You write on your own sentence. Understand? Right. Now, the way how you explain the trend, like this: climb, climb out, slump, stabilize, drop, increase. What kind of word you want to read? For example, arrow up, rose, increase, went up, climb, boom. If the arrow like this, fell, decline, decrease, drop, went down, reduce. It's according to the pattern. So you need to read more. That's why I told you, in order to succeed, you need to read more and more and more. And the way how you write is not like literature English. Because you are scientists. Scientists write in the way of scientists. Management people, they write in management people. Mathematician, they write in terms of mathematician. It depends on your background. Okay? And it could be for management people, there is a term, a specific term in management. For science, most of the science work are depend on the trend of the data. Something like this. Yeah. Okay, scientific language sentence. You must use present tense. Or know the fact, yeah. Past tense, when you are going to use past tense. Okay, when you are going to use the past tense, when you are going to present tense. Okay, past tense, present tense. Okay, you have done that, past tense. Okay, right. Right, more before something like that. This is some others, maybe some other thing that we need to notice during writing. And then for the conclusion, I think it's repeated sentence. You repeated, but you can take this note later on. Yeah, a lot, 4 points. Avoid, do conclusion like that, and then conclusion again. Yeah, and then the outline of the conclusion, and then conclusion generally, and then what do you need before you start writing? Okay, this is very important. Number 1, self-motivation and commitment, planning your calendar. Okay, this is the core of my talk. The core of my talk is one, yeah? Planning your calendar, set a due date to complete your chapter, keep away from social media. Isolate yourself and stay focused. In Malaysia, normally, kenduri kenara, but now we are lucky. We are in pandemic. You cannot go anywhere. Stay at home. Stay at home, do your work. Am I right? Stay at home, do your work. If you didn't do anything during pandemic, during MCO, you lost plenty of time. But I expect that you have data. For those who have data, you use MCO duration wisely. Right. If you wait until the MCO is over, you are wasting your time. You're wasting your money, everything. But the key word is data. Data, but I noticed some of you, cannot go to the lab. For those who cannot go to the lab, you look at your data, whatever data you have. Like my student, Kawarismi, my student, Kimi. Yeah, luckily he have several data. Then I go and ask him, right? 3 paper, Alhamdulillah. Last month he win award, best paper in one conference in Pahang. Yeah, right. MCO use the MCO time. Okay, some people call depressed or whatever. Okay, now which one depressed? You didn't finish your study or nowadays pandemic? Which one? If you are a student, then behave a student. That is my advice to you. Like me, when I'm a student then. I have to focus. That's why everything is up to you. Okay? Right. It's up to you. You ask yourself. Don't ask your supervisor. Not necessary. Don't ever rely everything on your supervisor. You are wasting your time. At the end of the day, your supervisor will ask you, yeah, you are wasting my time. Like me, when I studied in UK a long time ago, my supervisor, Professor GSA, he said to me directly to me, Zaidi, you are wasting my time. You don't ever wasting my time. You wasting your time. What have you done? Okay, but to me, I don't mind. I take a challenge. That's why I prove it to him. I managed to write my thesis within 60 days. Be a fighter. Come on, be a fighter. If you want to grab your degree, you must be a fighter, a good fighter. It's nothing easy in the world, my friend. Nothing easy. Nothing is easy. Nothing is free in the world. Nothing is free in the world. You have to struggle. Okay? Even me, I can do this talk. I can give you the talk. But at the end of this talk, if you didn't listen to me, it's up to you. My topic is right. For those who say my topic is not right, I don't want to see comment. Yeah? Okay. As I told you, I put 50 days according to me. But in your case, maybe I said, you cannot go with the 60 days. Maybe you can extend 100 days, 200 days. At least there is a progress better than nothing. At least there is a progress rather than nothing. At the end, you are crying. You're wasting your time. University will be kick you from university from continue your study then, if you don't any progress. That is my advice to all of you, especially for those who have a scholarship. Make sure. Yeah? All right. Read and read, improve your English. Don't ever rely to other people. And don't ever rely to Grammarly. If you rely on Grammarly, you are wrong. You are wrong. Frankly speaking, at the end, you only depend on Grammarly. If Grammarly drive you to the gorge, you go to the gorge. You know gorge? G-O-R-G-E. Yeah? Okay? Sometimes you drive your car using navigator. If navigator bring you to the river, you go to the river. No. We have to have our judgment. Yeah, either your sentence is good or not. You read again, read again, read again, read again, and then you submit. Right? On your mind, get set, go. As I told you, we must become a fighter. You fight for your life. You fight for your future. Because everything depends on you. Whether you want to grab it or not grab it. Not your supervisor. At the end of the day, the PhD degree or master degree is not your supervisor degree. This is your degree. Your own effort. Okay? Right. Sorry to be shouted because I'm very aggressive person, yeah? Frankly speaking. But trust me, yeah, every single word that I say, yeah, is honestly from my heart. In order to see all of you to be secure, to successful your, to complete your work. Now, this is my advice. Read. Write is an art. You can learn. You can write. Yeah, read the publication journal. Be hardworking. Don't be lazy. Not lazy. You must hardworking. Read the published manuscript and abstract carefully. Read and read and read and read and read. You must read. Practice and practice writing. Okay, and then keep in touch with your supervisor. When you write, you pass to your supervisor. Ask your supervisor to read. Okay, maybe if you shame your supervisor, you ask your friend. Maybe some of your friends are good have a good English. You ask to your friend, like me, I am not good enough. Maybe I ask my wife to read for me. Okay, right. And then attend class in the working blah blah zone. All right, this is my advice for those who have now. I think Grammarly. Okay, I this is a matter of promotion, but I notice some of you are not maybe have a difficulty in writing. Okay, now I tell you now, 2021, I come across one software. If you realize this is not promotion, yeah, no promotion, yeah, Aisha. Don't say I try to promote, Aisha. I try to help you. I have used the Quillboard. Frankly speaking, I try to use Quillboard, and I find that Quillboard is good. Quillboard is good. Yeah, when I read, I'm happy with the sentence. If I'm happy with the sentence, that is good. Grammarly, okay, right. Now, for those have a weakness in English, if you want to improve, at least can help you something. I recommend you. If you have some money, you can subscribe. This is a matter of helping you, yeah, not promotion, yeah, Aisha. Okay, don't misunderstood but I try to help everybody, yeah. Right, now talking about writing, everybody can write, but how good you are in writing. Some people can write 90% good. Some people can write 60% good. It's up to you. That's why I tell you, if not good, then you have to practice. Practice make perfect. Practice make perfect. Yeah, make it perfect. Even you want to learn the silat, gayong, or whatever, karate, taekwondo, you have to practice. Yeah. Okay, writing style. Okay, this is the call. Getting familiar. Now, my advice, getting familiar with the Thesis format, number 1. Number 2, add all material from the previous paper folder. Okay, I will explain it on. Correct the manual, instrumentation that you use. Write more publication. Okay, example writing. You have to have a look. Timeline calendar, write in smart way, from harder to this. Okay, result. Okay, now the call. Now, this is very important. Number 1, I have list 9 steps. If you can follow this, inshallah. One advice to all of you. I want to say in Malay, yeah. I will translate in English later on. Berusaha tanpa doa, anda tak akan berjaya. Berdoa tanpa usaha, anda tak berjaya. Berusaha, berdoa, anda berjaya. Okay. Okay, for English student, I translate it. If you show the effort, but you never pray to God, you never succeed. If you only pray to God, but you never show effort, I'm sorry. But if you do both, you do your own effort, at the same time you pray to God, inshallah, you manage to secure. Because only God can help you. Hanya Tuhan yang boleh membantu kita. Alright. Okay, number one, get several copy of previous thesis as a reference. You need to getting familiar with the thesis format. Number two, set the calendar. I will show you later on the calendar. Stick this calendar in front your mobile phone, in your mobile phone, or could be you sticking on your desk in front of your working space. Time management is very important. Number three, compile all literature in one folder. Okay, use different folder in Mandalay database. Number four, compile of your publication. If you have 4 publications, compile all. Why? Why? Okay, I tell you now. Publication, if you can publish, you can take your publication, you modify a bit to become sub-chapter. If you manage to secure 4 publications, then you already save your time to write. You take from the discussion, from discussion. Yeah, not the introduction, discussion. You copy your discussion in your publication, paste in your thesis. Mean you are clever. Smart. This is smart way. Why I say copy and paste? Then you copy. This is legal. Because this is your publication. But if you copy and paste the other people's work, it's illegal. Okay? Understand, yeah? Okay. Right. Get your previous proposal. Okay, one way, compile, number 5, compile all your instrument manual. Manual, all manual. Maybe you can borrow from the lab technician. You photostate, copy, photostate, and you keep it. Because it will be what? Useful for you during writing, especially for chapter 3. Because in chapter 3, you need to explain about your apparatus. You need to refer to the manual. Am I right? Some manuals are in digital. Nowadays, I believe all manuals are in digital. Number 6, get your previous proposal. I believe all of you, everybody have go through your proposal defense. Now, you go and try to get back your proposal defense and use it as a guidance. Because some of the points in the proposal defense, especially chapter 1 and chapter 2, you can revise again, and then you have something. That's why proposal defense draft is very important. Don't ever throw it away. When after you pass your proposal defense, don't ever throw it away. You need to revise again. Maybe it will be useful for you during writing. Yeah, write in smart way from hardest part to simple part. Okay, last number 8, set the clock and follow your plan in the calendar, and you are ready to write your thesis. This is the important thing. Keep focus and don't waste your time. And very important one, number 9, write each chapter in sequence order. And once you complete your chapter, make sure that you pass it to your supervisor to check content. Why I say this? Because from my past experience, during I'm struggling writing 60 days, Professor GSA Allen, he said to me, he want to go to Portugal for a month. He go to Portugal. And then because of my professor is the director, so he appoint 3% staff to help me. 3%. All are scientists. All are scientists, yeah. Scientists, yeah. Okay, what I did, I prepare each chapter, complete, and then I pass to my friend. For example, Professor Tom Scott. During that time, I call him Tom. Tom, can you read my thesis, Tom? Then I pass to Dr. Keys. Keys, can you please read my thesis as Jeff asked me to do? And maybe Dr. Adel helping me. But in your case in Malaysia, you have to make a deal with your supervisor. You have to deal with your supervisor. Or maybe you can submit, okay. One thing one mistake that you did. Most students, they go to the provider. Provider only help you grammar. Provider don't have any idea on the content. The person who know the content is your supervisor. Proofreader only check your grammar. That's why my advice to you, you need to submit to your supervisor. Supervisor will check the content. Once after supervisor happy with the content, then we can submit to proofreader to improve your English. Does it make sense? I'm sure it makes sense. Okay? Right. Right. Now, try to educate. Okay, this is my advice to all of you. Okay, the smart way, yeah? Right. Chapter 1, 1 week. Chapter 2, 2 weeks. This is the recipe. My recipe. There is no in textbook. No in textbook. This is from my experience. No in textbook. You didn't find this in the textbook. Yeah? Right. Chapter 2, 2 weeks. Chapter 3, 1 week. Chapter 4, 3 weeks. Why I put 3 weeks? Because this is the most important one. Chapter 5 is simple. I put less than a week. This is my way. Don't say my way is wrong. To me, I'm right because I secure. That's why I brave enough to say this. Yeah. Also, please ensure that you are physical and mental capable of working hard. You must speak to yourself. You must struggle. No excuse. Don't ever let your supervisor shout at you. No, you're wasting your time. Yeah, at the end of the day, the supervisor let me shout at you. I shouted at you. You never listen. At the end of the day, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. Your supervisor not waste their money. If you fail, your supervisor didn't lose anything. You lost everything. Which one you want? Okay, right. For example, writing. This is my way. I need to become a Batman. I have to become a Batman for 60 days. Writing on early morning, 1 to 6. I will show you the table later on. Sleep. I sleep after subuh, around 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock, 5 hours. Wake up for Zohor, 2 o'clock to 7, continue writing. Break between Maghrib and Isha. Start writing at night. Why at night? Because night time is the best time for you to get idea. This is my way. If you think my way is wrong, it's up to you. It's up to you. Yeah, I did not recommend it to you. But if you want to follow me, you can follow me. It's up to you. Don't say I'm wrong. Yeah. Okay. Altogether in a day, I spend 90 minutes to 20 hours in writing. Take break about 10 minutes in between. Mean 20 minutes times 60 days, approximately I have 1,200 days. Hours to complete. Why? I have to struggle. You already wasting your time. Last 2 years, last 2 years, last 4 years, you waste your time. Why not you struggle for 60 days only, just in matter to ensure that your thesis is done? You have to sacrifice. Nothing is free in the world. Yeah. Okay, this is some suggestion. This is some suggestion according from my past experience. Okay, I tick cross there. All the cross there is the day taken. Sorry, I did a bit. I start from, okay, the day my supervisor said to me, Zaidi, you wasting my time, you must complete this. If your thesis not reach to me by end of this month, you fail. You going back home to Malaysia without any degree. I still remember it now. That's the word. But I take it as a challenge. I take it as a challenge. Jeff's word did not demotivate me. I take my supervisor word as my challenge. I tell him, Jeff, give me a month, I will prove it to you. The thesis is done. Alhamdulillah, the thesis is done in 15 Ramadan, in middle of Ramadan. Okay? After struggling 60 days. Now, I spent, okay, from here to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to here, 21 days. But this is for you. In my case, I did in a week, 1 chapter. This is suitable for you. In my case, I write in 1 week, 1 chapter. I'm not bluffing. Okay, but in your case, I recommend you to do this. 30 days, spend for chapter 1, chapter 4. Start with chapter 4. Chapter 4. Right, and then here you submit to your SB. Your supervisor have to read it. During your supervisor read chapter 4, you continue write chapter 1. Chapter 1 is a bit easy because you already have your proposal to me. Right, a week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, here, submit. You done, you submit to your supervisor. Then you continue. Sorry. Sorry for a while. I need to stop for a while. Okay, I try my best to clear everything because it's nearly Zoho. Okay, nice. Chapter 2. Okay, I spend 1, 2. Okay, chapter 2, we call literature. I spent 21 days for you. For you, yeah, not for me, yeah. Over here. You finish chapter 2, then submit to your supervisor, and then continue. Don't waste your time. Continue. Chapter 3. Chapter 3 very easy because you can write, you can refer to the manual, and I believe all of you done a lot of FNT thing. You should be already getting familiar with your research design. So a week time only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 days. Done. Done. The rest is conclusion. Complete. 60 days. Okay, for each of these, not finished yet. Not finished yet. But, there is a but. Each X must be equivalent to 90 to 20 hours. Are you there to check the talent or not? If you're not there to check the talent, don't say 60 days, 100 days. But this is my recipe. If you're not able to do 60 days, you extend 100 days. Then the topic will change. Writing thesis 100 days. Writing thesis in 200 days. Mean in 20 hours per a day, I have 60 days. Approximately, I spend 1,200 hours in writing. 50 days, equivalent to 50 days to complete my thesis. Now, how I allocate the time? Like this. Have a look. You can have a look. 9 p.m. after Isha prayer to 6 o'clock in the morning, I write from 9 to 6, 9 hours. 6 o'clock, I break to perform my Subuh prayer, my Fajr prayer. 6 to 7, I take a break first. 1 hour. Maybe 7 or 8, I sleep a while. To 12, sleep 5 hours. I become a Batman. I have to be Batman. No option. I must become Batman. Okay. I know some of you may be laughing, but the thing is, okay. The reason why nighttime, because nighttime, that's why in our religion, you have to can also perform tahajud. You can pray tahajud in between of it. During writing, you perform your tahajud prayer. You ask for to God. Ya Allah, make it easy for me. Easy for me, Ya Allah. At the same time, you continue. Mean that you are praying to God, you pray to Allah. At the same time, you show your effort. Break, sleep. I sleep, yeah. And then wake up. Right afternoon. Okay, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. I write a bit. I write, one after I wake up, I will write 1 hour. And then wait until Zohor prayer. Zohor prayer, I take a break. Okay, 1 hour break. Right, then after Zohor, 2 to 5, I write a thesis for afternoon. I spend from 2 to 5 o'clock, 3 hours. Okay, 5 to 5:50, I perform my Assoc prayer. About 30 minutes. I take a break. Take a coffee, biscuit. Actually, frankly speaking, until now, I say thank you to my wife. Yeah, because every single battery, every single successful story, there must be somebody behind you. In my case, my wife, my kid. I need to say thank you to my wife because of her support. She made a coffee for me. She cooked for me. Because my task is only do this. Okay? All right. And then 5:30 to 7, I continue writing. Become crazy. I become crazy man. Okay, that's better. 1 to 5. I didn't show you a photo. I will show, if I show my photo, everybody will, I got very long hair. No, this time. 7 to 9, I spend the time, I break, take my dinner, I perform Maghrib prayer, and then after prayer, I take my dinner. I take a break, and then I perform my Isha prayer. It takes about 2 hours. And then 9 o'clock after Isha prayer, okay, the journey will be continued. Okay, again and again and again and again. The fraction of time, the total hour, the red color, yeah, 9. The red color is total hour of my writing. 9, 1, 3, 1 and 1.5. Okay, I allocate in the whole entire 24 hour, I allocate the time about 60% of 24 hours in writing. 14, altogether 14.5 hours. Total hours sleep, 5 hours. Now, you need to reduce your sleep. Total hours to break is 4.2. If you're not ready to be like this, forget it. Sorry to say, forget it. Don't mention writing in 60 days. You're mentioned on your own way. 100 days, 200 days, it's up to you. So you must have your aku janji. You must put your aku janji to yourself. You must put a pledge on your own to yourself. Your pledge to yourself. If you want to succeed, if you cannot ready, if you're not ready to do this, forget it to me. Forget it. You will end up your thesis another 2 years time from now, 2 years, 3 years, you extend 10 years until the maximum period university give you. And this is very nice for the side part, pie chart. You can have a look. The blue color one there, this is total hour that I spent to write. Okay, right. Right, the smartest way, another smartest way is you put all the literature in the folder, like this. Okay, so folder 1, folder 2, folder 3, all the journal is here. I think Mandalay can do this, yeah? It's very simple. Okay, compile of your journal publication. I think I explained to you. Now, compile of your instrument manual, like this, yeah? Software, the hardware one, everything. You have to compile. And then at the end, it's ready for you to write chapter 3. Yeah. Right. Get your previous proposal defense. Because I believe in proposal defense, you end up with the preliminary analysis. Yeah. So at least this can become a draft before you start. Okay. But in this case, you start here. As I said, you start in chapter 4, right? At least you have something. Okay. Right. Now, how you write? This is a question. When write, this is in journal, but in my way, I do like this. This is my previous talk. But for you, for special topic, today topic, so I give you this. This is all of them. This is the conclusion. Reference, ongoing. Yes, I put arrow, ongoing, for all of them. Because reference, ongoing. From chapter 4 to here. But my advice, you start with chapter 4. After chapter 4 finish, this recover 35% from the 60 day. After finish chapter 4, you go chapter 1. This will spend you 12. Why I say chapter 1? Because chapter 1 is already in your proposal. The most hardest part is chapter 4. That's why you need to focus on chapter 4. One after you finish this one, because why you need to? Because you need to put the alignment. Alignment. You need to align. That's why you need to the alignment here, chapter 1. Because when after you done this, then this will be tally with this chapter 2. Chapter 2 is quite heavy. Then I put 35%. And this chapter 2 have connection with chapter 4. Everything you write in chapter 4, okay. I forget to put this. Okay, now I put this. Oh, in chapter 4, I write down this story. Oh, tell you this story it's not in chapter 2. Okay, then you put in chapter 2. Then chapter 2 and 4 will be interconnecting. Okay. Then you start with the chapter 3. Chapter 3 is easy because for manual. You just playing around with the manual. You are the one who do the experiment. You should know. Chapter 5, easy. Because you extract from chapter 4. And all this, you can write your abstract. Yeah, because one after you complete all, you are the one who can write this abstract. Never ever ask your supervisor write for your abstract. That's why in PhD, at the end of the day, you are much better. You are the one who know well better than your supervisor. At the end of the day, you can explain to me. Okay, you come to me, you explain to me. Okay, you are the one who do that. Your supervisor only know a bit only. You are the one. From here, okay, discuss with your supervisor. In Malaysian culture, you put the title, you only think on the title. That's the problem. Frankly speaking, to me, when you put title, you are stick on the title. It's like you make a house. You want to make a house, you need to lose the fan. You need to lose the fan first. Then you make the building. One day after the building is ready, then you put the fan. You can tie the fan. Okay, the scope. Okay, what you call now the title is only at least you know the guy. But at the end of the day, from all this, you describe with your supervisor, discuss again, then the title will be come out after you complete all of them. Okay, right. That's it. This is the recipe. Okay, this one I don't want to explain for the written, but finally, some of the point here is this one. Advice. Maintain high level of self-motivation. Your writing tasks require a great deal of dedication. Maintain a high level of discipline in order to stick to your calendar. Avoid engagement in any other unneeded, unnecessary activity. Next one, always keep the goal of finishing in writing in your mind. Last one, reward yourself. One after you complete each chapter. Otherwise, you see, mean that even though you work like that, but you take a break. You reward to yourself. Done this, I want to have a coffee, a biscuit, then you call your again. You cannot do a bird like that. You should burst. You stop beat. 5 minutes time. Continue. Okay. What I'm worried, if you cannot understand what I say, maybe some of you can become crazy guy. Like this, after this. Yeah, to straight, but in the word that I say, 9 hours is up to you. You take a break for a while. But the word is continue. Okay? So by that, I think, how many hours now, Aisha? There is no Q&A, I think. How many hours from what time is now?
We have go through about maybe from 10 a.m. until the
How many
1.
hours?
So almost 3 hours, I guess. But still, you
Sorry?
can almost
3 hours.
yeah.
Okay, I stop it. Okay, by that, thank you very much to all of you for your patience. I think about many people here, but now there's not so many now, everybody gone. All right, thank you for that. Thank you, be patient. Probably about 3 hours to listen to my talk. I'm so sorry if something wrong, anything wrong with my word. I'm so sorry. But believe me, in the depth of my heart, I want to help you. Yeah, all right. Nothing is impossible. It's possible. It's up to you. By that, I pass to Aisha. Thank you. Aisha.
Doctor, all right. So Doctor, can you spend a little bit more time just to answer maybe 2 questions?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, all right. So I read one question here from Aidaja. How to cultivate a high self-resilience and keep it consistent during this exciting PhD journey?
Repeat again the question. Pressurize.
How to cultivate a high self-resilience and keep it consistent during this exciting PhD journey? Maybe how to keep your motivation throughout the
Oh,
journey.
motivation. Okay, motivation. As I said, motivation is depend on yourself. Okay, motivation to me is come to ourselves because sometimes depend. Yeah. What is the purposes of your study then? If your study is to get a good job, you want to get degree, your PhD degree in order to get a good job, then you have to have a degree. Yeah. So our motivation is from you. You don't ever expect the people will give you motivation. Motivation is from you. And one other thing, sometimes you can see some of your friends manage to finish their PhD. This is also motivation. Okay, your best friend already get degree. You are not doing yet. You don't go anywhere yet. Then from there you can go. In my case, for example, I am same batch with the dean of CGS. Prof. Sharudin is my friend. Prof. Sharudin is my best friend. He study in Sheffield. I study in Bristol. Yeah, I still remember the last time Prof. Sharudin called me. He called me, he want to return home. He already complete his work. But I'm still struggling. But yeah. So when I see Prof. Sharudin complete, then of course I need to complete too. Yeah. So sometimes we have to say thank you to our friends because they, they give the motivation. Yeah. That's all. If other people can do, we can do too. Everything is up to us. This is my comment. Next question.
Okay, thank you, Prof. For the next question from Azharul Zaman, for PhD research, is it must be a novel project, or is that means
Yes.
the method of the project also
Yeah.
must be a new method?
Okay. Thank you. Very good question. Okay, I need to ask you. In chapter 1, you need to highlight the gap of the study. If there is a gap study, they might come up with a novelty then. At the end of the day, the people will use. That's why, as I said just now, some other people, they not get PhD, they get MPhil. They think their work is up to the standard. No. The examiner, no. Yeah? That's why you need to fill in the research gap. Your research, at the end of it, your PhD research is to fulfill that gap. Your research is to fulfill that research gap. That's why in chapter 1, you need to identify the research gap. By identifying the research gap, that is your novelty. It makes sense, right? Okay, Aisha? Okay. I think I answered the question, yeah? Aisha, any other question? Any more question? Okay, Aisha. One more question.
Another question. Let's see. can we collect data before register PhD? Maybe it will make the PhD journey less than what we expected.
Okay, this is very good question. Okay, I think now when you have to register, because when I have to register, there will be official agreement between you and your supervisor and the initial farm. You need to register first. Don't ever collect a letter without registration, because nobody will guide you then. Even one after registration, for example, the first day you communicate with me, okay, I give you, Aisha, I want to give you this work. But Aisha did not register yet. Okay, but Aisha, you can have a look, you go there. All right. This doesn't mean that Aisha can collect the data. So, oh no, you need to register first. Yeah. The answer is no.
Okay, thank you, Doctor, for the answer. All right, so dear participant, due to limited time, we could not continue the Q&A session, but the participant may directly contact Prof. Zaidi for the explanation, or maybe follow him on his Facebook. All right, thank you again, Prof, for answering those questions and for the fruitful and great presentation. And I believe that Prof. Zaidi detailed sharing on tips on thesis writing chapter by chapter is very beneficial for us. The knowledge without practice is futile, and I would like to say what was quoted by Nelson Mandela. It is always seem impossible until it is done. So for those who are struggling on completing a thesis, may Allah is our research journey. It was a pleasure to have Prof. Zaidi with us today. And for the record, we have achieved more than 500 participants in this webinar. And thank you for your support. And please do subscribe GSA TV YouTube channel to get updated with our program. And for your information, this Wednesday, GSA will be conducting another webinar entitled on what to do next after you graduated. So if you're interested, you can follow our YouTube channel and get some info from there. So before we end the webinar, I would like to ask all the participants to kindly fill in the attendance form for your certificate, and the attendance link will be given at the chat box. And for the participant who watches on YouTube, the e-certificate link is given at the comment section. So a webinar is not complete without a photography session. Now everyone, please turn on your camera and give a big smile. All right, so we will start slide by slide.
Okay, activity. We can a photo session.
Yes.
Session, Aisha.
Yes, we are currently doing it. All right. You see? So
guys, please stop chatting, yeah, for photo session. Thank you.
all right. So we'll start with the first slide. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. For the second slide, 1, 2, 3. Third slide, 1, 2, 3. Now, fourth slide, 1, 2, 3. And I think that's it. All right. So millions of thanks to the invited speaker, committee members, participants, and those who may have direct or indirect involvement in today's session. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to apologize if we have made any mistake throughout the event. And let us end the session with Tasbih Fuqara and Surah Al-As. I'm Aisha Fazil, and my duty for hosting today's event with Wabillahi Taufiq wa Hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, everyone. So for Prof. Zaidi